4 lead changes in that race. Go back to 4, believe it or not, it was a lot hotter. That seems weird, but a lot hotter, only 8 lead changes for the lead. I think you'll see kind of somewhere in the middle of that. Warmer today than it was yesterday, but I don't think it was warm as it was in fall.
All right.
Well, I still think that we don't really know exactly what direction it's going to go, like you were saying, but I want experience.
All right, we're good.
I like Diddy Hamlin. I like Brett Keselowski.
All right, test. Everything's all good. All right, here we go. What's going on, everybody? This is Chase fan number 9 here, and happy Palm Sunday. Today it's the NASCAR Cup Series race at Bristol Motor Speedway. It's the Food City 500. For those who don't know, I didn't watch yesterday's Xfinity race because I was attending Stockton Rail Fest. I had a good time. Got to meet up with all my fellow subscribers or fellow rail fanners and all that, so I had a good time. I heard Kyle Larson dominated the race and won, so kind of saw it coming. Carson Kvapil also finished second. The race was only remembered for that wreck with Sheldon Creed and Brendan Poole, but that was pretty much it. Anyways, we're going in. Well, as far as today's race is concerned, the tires were a talk this week because yesterday in practice, a lot of drivers had tire issues. We saw drivers like hit the wall, have extreme tire wear caused by them just running too hard. So, I'm intrigued to see how this race will work. Also, on some other notes, today is the first Cup Series race for Jesse Love. He is driving the 33 for RCR. He starts 19th. Anyways, Jesse Love starting next to my boy Chase Elliott. He starts 20th. Got a lot of work to make up since he's got a little bit of ground to cover since he's starting about halfway through the field. Let's see. Damn, Joey Logano, Chastain, SVG all starting deep. As you can see, Alex Bowman is on pole for today's race, and Ricky Stenhouse Jr. starts second. Kyle Larson starts third. Larson was also in the truck race, but he was a non-factor right up until like the latter end. But he didn't really have anything for Chandler Smith, really, so it is what it is. Denny Hamlin coming off back-to-back wins, trying to go 3 in a row. Ryan Blaney, Ty Gibbs starting in row 3. Ryan Blaney, that win is coming. I hope he can get a win at Bristol because this is a track that I feel that he can win at. And then you have Ty Gibbs, who finally got his first top 10 last week. And then we have Christopher Bell and AJ Allmendinger starting 7th and 8th. Christopher Bell, who won the dirt race here at Bristol a few years ago, looks to win here on the concrete for the first time. And then the Spire Motorsports cars of Carson Hocevar and Justin Haley are starting 9th and 10th. Then you have Ty Dillon in 12th. And then you have Kyle Busch in 15th. And then Byron starts 26th. Yep, that's pretty much it. Yep, you are right. It is going to be a tire management race. Oh, yeah, the IndyCar race at Long Beach is also underway, too.
The acres get closer to will be at Charlotte Motor Speedway for the Coke 600 and for Jimmy's 700 start. So make sure you guys take the chance for that. Only 4 away. Some point today. You guys can be able to see. But I don't know what I'm not sure I'm not sure if there'll be anything really planned. I may have a little video. I don't know what's going on. We got the race today. We just wrapped up at 1 a couple hours ago. We also have an IndyCar that's going to be happening in Long Beach. Unfortunately, we all know how long it went. Saturday.
So Christine.
Nowhere near the same.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Around the country, half a mile around. Yeah, it's Bristol.
Yeah, simulcasting.
Welcome back to Street City 500.
This race and IndyCar race. I'm not sure if it's going to finish before this NASCAR race. Appreciate you guys tuning in to the live stream. Saying hi to Sam Jenkins in chat. Randy Bowman, Andrea Ranks. Good to see you all in chat. Usually, whenever we do these streams, we tend to get some new people in here for the first time. But we're almost there. We're almost there.
You can join my free WhatsApp group and see everything for yourself. Every trade, the exact times I enter.
Most people like on the stream. I know for a fact I need to fix the things. I need to fix the things as far as we're going to be in for a good. I hope we're going to be in for a good one today because the races we have not been that great. We trust in the Xfinity series have been pretty dumb. Pretty dumb. But with all that said, I think it's time we hop on in with our buddies.
Now, row number 2, Kyle Larson.
You never know.
Rookie competitive race to win last fall. And Denny Hamlin won this race last year.
Just wanted to let everyone know we will be keeping track of both the NASCAR race and the IndyCar race at Long Beach today. And once again, Justin Newgarden nowhere to be seen, and Flo is probably going to end up winning the race anyway. So. Yes, Alex Goldman will be your pole sitter today. But I keep an eye on Denny Hamlin, though. Denny Hamlin, he is the defending winner of this race, and he is also going for 3 in a row.
Row 3, we've got Ronnie Blaney looking to break that backlog streak, and Ty Gibbs, who led a career high 137
I'm saying it. We could be in for a carbon copy of last year's race.
2025. Those I'm not calling the Cowboy this week. That's running down with the Cowboy hat on, Wranglers and all the fire people. The Carson host of our on the inside, on his outside, number 7, Justin Haley. Row 6, Josh Berry, Family Brothers car, and on his outside, I do. Well, let's have a look at who is hot and cold here going into this 500 lap of Denny Hamlin and Kyle Larson are hot. Look at those win totals over the last 7 races. Chase Elliott, Christopher Bell riding good top 10 streaks. On the other end, Tyler Reddick and Ross Chastain.
The only open cars, the only cars that are not full time, but here are Andretti, Carpenter, Captain Evans, Harvey, Hunter Ray, Larson, and Thomas.
Is Nolan Siegel going to try again?
Nolan Siegel's full time.
Oh, Nolan Siegel's full time. So Siegel will race. Okay.
Well, only one car is not making it go.
Unless there's somehow is a last minute entry.
There's not. Captain Blake literally said that he's not having it.
Yeah, you're. Needless to say, bump day is not going to be fun.
Oh, so Nazar won. All
Pretty
right.
boring. Also, have you seen this crazy thing that came up this week on social media? Apparently, another track that isn't owned by NASCAR might be getting the Atlanta treatment.
With one. more.
I honest to God hope it's Texas. Like if it has to get. I mean, personally, I want Texas to be back to the way it used to be, the 99s and 2016 configuration before the repave.
Yeah.
But if it is true that there's going to be another super speedway treatment, I hope to God that it's Texas.
There's already oh god. Says he has no plates on his dash.
Not like he was going to win. I didn't like he was going to be a factor anyway.
Starting dead last.
Also, not to mention, this is the shortest pit road in all of NASCAR. Well, not the shortest pit road, but you have, actually no, it's actually pit road's pretty long because you have to not only go around the front stretch, but also the back stretch. Wow, you have to go down both straightaways. Especially if you do get green flag runs, you're going to see some cars getting trapped at least 2 laps down.
Ready?
Also, I do want to mention this as we're about to take the green flag. Want to send out my condolences to Al Pierce, who's been involved with the journalism side of NASCAR for more than half a century. And John Edwards, who recently passed away and was involved with Hendrick Motorsports.
All right, here we go. All right, pace cars to pit road. Green flag. We are racing at Bristol. Here we go.
Yeah, they did the same thing last year. Gibbs, however, making the middle lane. He's making the middle lane work. He's fine handling out for third. Hamlin out for third, and Larson out for fourth.
Depending on how quickly this race gets finished, I might be able to watch or catch the end of the IndyCar race.
Shiggy Tori also passed away. He died from a car crash in Huntersville, North Carolina. So obviously, I want to send out my thoughts to him, his family, and especially everyone involved with racing. So a lot of stuff. Yes, it's not probably much of a factor now. I guess, I'm sure once he gets a caution, he'll be able to get it fixed. Gibbs still stuck with the top side. He is struggling.
Hey, SVG is in 39th. Damn. Damn it. What's his name? Ty Gibbs is dropping.
Ty Gibbs still can't get to the bottom.
Allmendinger got down, he found a hole, and I think you're probably going to hear communication in this 54 car. Find me a hole, please. Oh, almost had it there. Still to get Keselowski. Yeah, and that was Keselowski's job right there, right? Like he knew that car wanted down. Stay
with the Lucky Dog. So they need to bring back the instead of the free pass. They have to bring back the
Now goes on fly and gives it in front of Zane Smith. Just barely clear. Yeah, sometimes that's just the way that you have to
up front.
because you just got to minimize the loss to be able to put yourself in a
Question
position
is,
to get down.
as we get later into this run, how shredded will the
Now
tires
this looks
get?
like the old Bristol. How do you pass? You move the car in front of you so you slide up the hill and you take his spot away. You're exactly right, Mike, and that's what I'm seeing out here. They get stacked up a little bit on Alpha 2, and that's the opportunity. Get to love that one, that bumper, moving right to the top. Try to get under and get in the race. Danny Hamlin in third behind Bowman and Stenhouse, who started off the front row. Now, remember Joe Logano, who started way back in 28 points. He picked up 5, you can see there. John Hunter Nemechek and Chase Bristol picked up 6 spots each. That's Corey LaJoy in the one-off ride in that 0-1.
Imagine Hayek Motorsports wins this race.
And LaJoy's got to give him room. Yeah, now LaJoy is in that position where he's hung up on the outside, and it sure looks like that the race back right now.
There's going to be a lot of yuck to it, and it's spinning on that thing in Victory Lane.
They protect themselves. So try to pick it off one at a time. Driver's booster back here, and this is the problem. You're going to start seeing guys getting anxious. You saw Logano get underneath LaJoy, and LaJoy's trying to get back down. But when they get
You need to save a tire.
that means leaves going to catch it even quicker.
How do you save laps?
Josh Berry's on his way to the top 10.
So here's the world's longest conveyor belt. Well, it's a conveyor belt right now, but if these tires fall up like they did yesterday, about 15 laps, we'll really start to see who did a good job and who didn't.
Did they really?
He did find a spot in line. He lost 8 positions. He's in 14th. As you watch from our Toyota cam, here's his radio.
I just hate to say it, the header designers, they suck. They've sucked. Oh my god, I see it. Yeah, that looks way ugly.
Let's try to move forward, and right behind him, Jesse Love in his first ever Cup race. Love won an Arc of an Art West race at the age of 15, moved up into the National Series, where he got a title in the ARCA Series, Rookie of the Year.
Yes, Love trying to make that outside work. He's
doing it for RCR.
He ain't doing too bad though.
He's right in the horse.
Just outside the top 20, that ain't terrible.
Right, and they are not going to cut that movie anytime. Well, I love Product Fire. I think being in the middle of that hornet's nest is where you learn the most. And he's going to understand how all of this works. But right now he's up on the outside. I don't know that's where he wants to be for sure.
Still stuck at 35th, but Nemechek's moving up.
Oh, whoa! Reddick's had a slide.
There's what happened to Reddick. A big slide, but a save. And we lost a couple of positions. But I agree, because yesterday in practice, no one was getting more than about 5 laps on their tires on any run in practice. They are pacing it right now. They're barely getting wide open.
Larson going for third.
Activation of that traction compound being 88 degrees right now. Down in 1 and 2, it's 11 degrees right now. It's right on 88 and 3 and 4. And Allen just lost 3rd place as he slipped up the track and Kyle Larson pounced it. See how far back any Hamlin slides. See if anybody cuts him some slack. And it looks to me like there's shades of rubber in that second group. So we'll see how that progresses as well.
No, not really.
Billy Hamlin trying to hang on to a top 5 spot here in Bristol. Alex Bowman leads.
To tell you the truth, we could take or leave the extravagance, the attention, the celebrity, the bragging rights, the bravado. Because all we've ever really wanted is for every Ford driver to feel this.
No! He's a Haas, right?
The warm-up, beginning of the off-season is about 2.5 hours every day. It's boring, it's mundane.
It's hard to tell if it's forming. So we just got on the commercial break.
I've never seen anything like that. Everything takes patience. There's no instant gratification.
But it wouldn't have mattered. Neither Sauber scored any points.
Every day. But I'll 100% take boring all day long.
Well, to be fair, I did not watch the race.
Brilliance will make decisions, and a lot of the time it's boring. But greatness is boring.
What's better than a limited time deal? An unlimited time deal. That's why the
I did see FDK's video saying that
the best time for fresh and frozen beef and apple smoked bacon is all the time. Duh, for the best deal of all time, gotta be Wendy's.
Which guy? Holmes.
If there's anything that is championship driver, it's Oscar Piastri, man.
Like that.
Like, Landon didn't have
What's wrong with going in circles? Different circles, boss. Okay. And for the mountains.
At least for Stafford. And Sonoda got his first points with Red Bull. Albeit it is ninth place, but.
Patients who have sensitive teeth but also want wider teeth, they have to make a choice, one versus the other.
If you're only maxing out a 401k, you could add a Robinhood IRA with a 3% contribution.
Patients are going to love to see since I'm on the show.
There's no party like an all-star party. The NASCAR All-Star Race roars into North Wilkesboro.
So wait.
Just so May 16th through 18th for no holds barred, old-fashioned mountain showdown. NASCAR's biggest star, going for all the money and bragging rights under the lights. One of racing's most iconic tracks. Get your May into high gear. Get your tickets today at NorthWilkesboroSpeedway.com.
Tell you what, though. I tell you what, though. Oh, Larson going for the lead. And guess who's up to third? Justin Haley. Where the hell did he come from?
Right now, get Fox Nation for just $2.99 a month. Sign up and start streaming today.
Where the hell did Justin Haley come from? First and old poster bars up to 7.
Look at this.
Speaking of first and bar, he's sporting a Chili's costume, and he had a cowboy hat on earlier. Oh, and I also forgot to mention. Okay. Did you literally just stay in the? Did Box literally just stay in the same camera for an entire lap? Oh my No, the leaderboard faded and then it faded with no. Everything faded. I am trying not to crash the fuck out for real on Fox. I am trying my best not to crash out. Give me prime, please.
So are you nervous?
Stenhouse fell back a few spots as well. Oh my God, Larson is actually driving away.
All those chunks of rubber, all those marbles off the racetrack, they are not there today, which he's telling his team right now, those chunks aren't there.
You don't give a crap about the tires.
Well, they're also telling him, all that debris is not at the top of the racetrack. You see right there, it's all clean, so that's That's a good sign for the rubber going down.
And you took it upon yourself to turn the fuck around.
Tires aren't tearing up. I'm going to dry it off and go run some rubber lap times here. He is on the gas right now, Clint. Yeah, they threw caution to the wind. They're not worried about tire wear. They're seeing exactly what they're talking about. Marbles up on the top of the racetrack yesterday. That still keeps going on
Yesterday in practice, she goes, you know what, I look at those times and it's late too. She said it was all over the place yesterday. And she did not know what to expect today, just like everybody else. But right now, obviously, Larson happy with this thing. He's a bit tight, and his crew chief is out of the zero telling him about those problems.
So for Larson, this now looks like a test session. How long can we go? And what's it going to feel like if these tires give up and they wear on their tread off? We're going to have. Well, I just don't think they're going to wear on the tread off, but if it does, it's going to be instant. I mean, it's going to be when the cords of the tire are the thing trying to stick to the racetrack instead of the rubber on the tire. But back to Justin Haley's comments, that when it doesn't have all that debris up on the top of the racetrack, it just makes the tires work correctly. Yesterday, like you say, it was like a cheese grater, and it would just put all that.
Yep, it's actually it does look like kind of looks like rubber is forming on the top lane. Yeah. And yes, I have acknowledged that Larson has taken the lead and Justin Haley's in second.
Right now, the preferred route is still going to be the bottom of the racetrack until that traction compound gets run in and starts to wear out. Until that really starts to wear out and be a disadvantage, guys aren't going to move around. Bowman and Larson led all but 4 laps of the race here last fall. All right, Larry, I think it's time to start. We need to sell something else other than the tire wear. We might get farther than we saw yesterday for sure. We're already there. Take me back to a fall race condition. What do you think we can make now? I feel confident now because remember the fall race in September was a night race. Track tip was 100 degrees. They were able to run easily over 100 laps. Right now, as I said, we're right at 100 degrees in 1, 2, a little under 90 in 3 and 4. I feel good right now. Hey Kevin, remember when I made that switcherooski on you down there and I didn't go with Denny Hamlin because I was thinking his car, I could feel the heat on my head, on my shoulders. I thought, you know what? I'm going with the guy with the gas mask. Go with the 5 car. You remember that conversation? I remember that. I did 20 minutes ago, buddy. I remember. I think Clint's, I don't know, we switched to I don't care. Let's go for it. Kyle Larson with almost a 2-second lead on Justin Haley, Hamlin, Bowman, and Stenhouse, the top 5.
At NAPA, we're the pros that know how to make your business our business. Pros everywhere you need us, with every part you need. From brake pads to stock your shop in Orange County, California, brake pads, to oil filters for your fleet in Orange County, Florida. It's why we built a nationwide network of parts and exceptional service, all driven by one mission: to keep businesses big, small, and everything in between moving full speed ahead.
This tax season, do more than just catch up. Spring forward with a free 5G phone with select straight talk phones. And you can spray for those new sneakers they need. The unlimited streaming premium. And with straight talk, spray for something you never knew you needed. Spring forward with real unlimited data and get a free 5G phone with select plans on America's most reliable 5G network. Find us at Walmart and straighttalk.com.
The president inaugurated some NASCAR days, but that was pretty complex, so we can't let the catch line. Right after 10. Now, is this here country song about Chili's Presidente Margarita just a shameless way to sell Chili's Presidente Margarita? Yeah, sure it is. Presidente.
Just going crazy with the natural. Really low.
any given Saturday. And a little work. And a little play. And a truck that says no to nothing.
Treated them right.
Yeah, the Silverado Trail Boss and Chevrolet. Together, let's drive.
Welcome to more where that came from. More back-to-backs. More epic last laps. More strikes. More short fuses. More bumps and bruises. More Lone Star showdowns. More heart-laying heart stoppers. Welcome to the edge of your seat. Welcome to NASCAR. John Hunter Nemechek's Toyota Camry about to be sacrificed here on the back upper of Bristol. Don Lewis, that's what promoted that concept there. Hey, this is Bristol. The reason why you're seeing that, Mike, is because of this. The leader is in traffic, and there they are, right there, Jesse Rudd, that you just saw, and Nemechek. And that last shot, the pressure's on. They've got to go. They're out of time. It's going to be a lap down.
And this is what makes Kyle Larson so good. He's able to run the bottom. He's very creative with his lines and the way that he can run that top line and pull that car down. And he anticipates what he sees in front of him as far as traffic, and very good at navigating traffic. And these guys know that they have to go, like you say, Clint.
Another double wide. Jesse Rudd way up top there, trying to stay out of Kyle Larson's way as he will join Corey LaJoy, Cole Custer, Shane Van Gisbergen, and Cody Ware and Josh Bellini. One lap down. I am blown away, fellas. What a difference a day makes. Yesterday, couldn't make 40 laps. Had 6 minutes of practice.
Telemetry.
Didn't have any tire left. Today, 73 laps. Here we go. Good grief. Different day, different game. Let's take a look at today's driver profiles. Sponsored by Chubbs. It has Carson Osavar, the 2024 Cup Series Rookie of the Year. 3 Bristol starts, best finish of 11th, and second place finish at Atlanta in the second race of this season.
Well, what's your excuse for a shield being up today, Clint?
Who had a shield up, Kev? I don't know. I don't get it. Maybe they like it.
And the air conditioner worked better because they got 100%. Bristol's a busy place. You see Carson right now. You see him lean to the right. That's the G-forces from the center of the corner, and his body is straight back up. This racetrack for a driver is very, very physical.
Second place. Big hammer passes. Justin Haley for second, but I'm going to give some praise to Justin Haley. Great job so far. He was the one that felt that first and took off to the front.
And it definitely paid off for him from a track position standpoint. He qualified well, put himself in a position to have a good day.
Rickett?
Second driver that did not qualify very well yesterday, Bubba Wallace started 22nd, up 9 spots to 13th. Early report from the driver cars and one of the teams fight to finish the corners. To exit the corners, I can tell you, they did the lead heavily on their teammates yesterday. That's the 45 Town Reddick. They he was much better than they were, so things going well for Bubba, and the radios are starting to light up finally with comments about the cars. A lot of tight race cars here.
Larson just continues to pick him up and pull him down. He has now lapped 7 cars. Gary Nemechek, who is 33rd. Busher, the next one ahead.
Yeah, yesterday in practice, we saw, like we talked earlier, we saw all these drivers have so much trouble with tires.
125 miles per hour infinite.
You would constantly have to run 125 laps on tires after you went through what you did yesterday seems almost impossible. So right now, inside the car, they're feeling, I don't know, is that vibrating? I don't know. My car's starting to turn. Is it? They're trying to think of any reason possible to think of something that could be wrong with the tires.
Look at this PJ1, the traction compound that you've been starting to ball up down there on the bottom. And I think as it does that, that creates this tighter sensation that these guys are complaining about in the center of the corner there. So Kevin says 125 laps after the end of stage 1. Larry, we've already run more green flag laps than any green flag run in last year's race. Yeah, and we've only doubled what we ran yesterday. Again, we're up to 100 degrees temp. Yesterday, it was cloudy, no sun, 70 degrees track temp. It just would not work. But I go back to Regan Smith's report about time. Rubbers on the racetrack. That's something they didn't have yesterday, and that's a product of rubber being on the racetrack. The front tire starting to slide. But I think it's also a product of that traction compound enabling these cars to go faster through the corners than they're used to running. Kerry wanted to speed up through the center, trying to push it to it up off. 85 laps complete, 40 laps to go, and so far, all green flags, stage one.
Join more than 7 million adults, like Michael, who've taken Ozempic.
As touring musicians, my type 2 diabetes could slow us down, but I didn't let it. I'm Michael from the Warren Street, and this is what my Ozempic era looks like. I'm lowering my A1C and lost some weight too. I also learned some people take Ozempic to lower the risk of major cardiovascular events like stroke, heart attack, or death, and others take it to lower the risk of worsening chronic kidney disease.
Don't share needles or pens or reuse needles. Don't take if you or your family had NTC, MEN2, or if allergic to it. Stop taking and get medical help right away if you get a lump or swelling in your neck or any of these allergic reactions. Tell your provider if you plan to have surgery or a procedure, are nursing, pregnant, or plan to be. Serious side effects may include inflamed pancreas, gallbladder or severe stomach problems, or changes in vision. Call your prescriber if you have any of these symptoms. Taking with a sulfonylurea or insulin may raise low blood sugar risk. Common side effects include nausea, vomiting, diarrhea, stomach pain, constipation. Some side effects lead to dehydration, which may worsen kidney problems. Discover the GLP-1 with the most FDA-approved uses. Ozempic.
Subway's got a new meal of the day with chips and a drink for just $6.99. Or if you're big hungry, make it a foot long for only $3 more. Huh, big hungry. Is that a thing? That should be a thing. Find Refresh, the all-new $6.99 meal of the day at Subway.
It's not about the cars, speed, the action. It's not about the party or the long weekend. It's about them. The ones that gave everything. This Memorial Day weekend, we honor the fallen at America's Home for Racing. The 66th running of Coca-Cola 600.
I definitely am feeling chemistry.
Fox Thursday. What's going on? Plus on the line on Farmer Wants a Wife.
I'm so little right now.
But not everyone leaves this bar dance with a partner.
I did not see that coming at all.
All new Farmer Wants a Wife. Thursday on Fox.
Coming to complete 97 laps here at Bristol as Kyle Larson works his way up through the field, lapping cars. It gets harder because they're all double wide and they don't want to go a lap down. Ooh, careful. Don't leave a lot of room, do they? Now, Kyle Busch has got up and against the wall here. Coming up off the corner. There's Kyle Larson's lead. Back to Denny Hamlin, the next blue car with the aerial coverage provided by Goodyear. Since 1925, the Goodyear look has been inspiring fans. Keep looking up and keep driving forward. 100 all green flag laps complete this time around. 25 to go in stage one. Yeah, Larry, he is picking them up and putting them down, putting a lot of these cars a lap down. The way he's going, another 25 laps, he could lap up to about 23rd or 24th, but he's only about 2 tenths slower than his fastest lap right now. And just ahead of him, Joey Logano goes after because there's the last 2 cars on the lead lap now.
Yeah, and we go back to those replays of Kyle Larson. It takes my breath when he gets into those scenarios going through lap traffic because he has such a fast car and such a big lead. Takes such chances tearing up his car like that, though.
Well, his ability to get through that traffic is special. It's just different, right? He's so used to passing cars, doesn't lose the momentum. In the momentum, he catches them, he times them, and sometimes they block you. When you're that much faster than them, trouble happens. But you're right, you can get yourself in trouble pretty easy at a track like Bristol. That last lap at 3 and 4, he went all the way up to the wall in 3, came down, did a late apex and full like he was on a road racetrack to get position on Riley Burns. Yeah, that whole track is his playpen right now.
Well, he's just so creative in the things that he does behind the wheel, and he always has a plan, and he's always wanting to go forward. Right now, you see him, the next car he's going to go around is Joey Logano, and the last thing that Joey Logano wants to do right now is go a lap down. Joey had trouble yesterday in qualifying. He touched the apron, spun that car out, knocked the right rear off, had to start in the back of his field.
Let's have a look at the Chevrolet team update. Kyle Larson leading. Chevrolets have led every one of the 105 laps so far, and except for Hamlin's Toyota, those Chevys have positions 1 through 6.
And the difference in the top and the bottom plant, as you know, it's a much different style in how you drive the car. You have to slow the car down a lot more on the bottom of the corners. So being able to make your car work on the bottom and the top is 2 different styles of driving. And you definitely need some different things to happen in the car.
I'm glad you brought that up. You were telling me at this stage, when a caution comes out, probably going to be making some adjustments, knowing if the traction compound is wearing out a little bit on the bottom and this outside line is getting way faster. A lot of jockeying for position as we come to 17 laps to go in stage 1. Since NASCAR came up with stage racing, stage 1 at Bristol has never gone caution-free. This would be the first one.
Yeah, and I think part of that was just the first half of this run, everybody not really knowing what to do. We see some contact there with the 24 and the 2. Williams up the racetrack right there, got the crumbs, the few crumbs that there are on the racetrack. The marbles up in the top and had to check out.
Costing 3 spots there. Yesterday we talked about crumbs, but they were of a different kind. It was the rubber coming off the tires that produced those crumbs or marbles all over the top through the racetrack. Look at the difference today.
And that was the indication that the drivers had right off the bat. Hey, the tires aren't going to come apart today because those marbles are not up in the top of the racetrack.
Big difference in the weather. The ambient temperature 15 degrees. Track temperature difference huge in this full sunshine. As we come down to 12 to go in stage 1. From Ryan Priest's Ford Performance Can, that is the leader, Kyle Larson doing by. This shows you how fast and how methodical Kyle Larson is doing and putting cars a lap down. I mean, I look over and the biggest mover of the race so far is that car right there, a lap down the first one. Joey Logano on the 22 car gained 12 spots. Wasn't enough. Priest is not going to go away quietly here. He's battling hard to stay on the lead lap with Michael McDowell right in front of him, but I don't know, he's got to hang out there for another 10 laps.
Yeah, and these guys all had to decide what do we do on carpet for the race. We heard Larry talk about tight cars and handling and all the things that they had to decide before the race. And right now, some of those guys are getting bit and going a lap down.
Now, the rest of them are starting to fall off at the tail end of it. With 9 to go, Stenhouse lost 2 positions right there. Now, he and Blaney both started top 5. Now they are racing for 7th. Now, Priest can hold off for 5 and stay on the lead lap at the end of stage 1, or he can at least keep it from passing Michael McDowell did 3 passes at the end of stage 1.
And we know that this run will be the worst run on the tires because of
60 cars got pink car for Ryan Priest today.
But this will definitely probably be the worst run on the tires. Priest is putting up a heck of a fight, Mike.
With 7 laps to go, he's hanging tough.
6 to go in stage 1. Denny Hamlin's closed in on Larson, it seems. Oh, well, it's just a stage win.
And Larson just can't sit on this behind Ryan Priest because Denny Hamlin has cut his lead. There's Hamlin down to 8 tenths of a second.
And that's typical Bristol. You get stuck in traffic, you get cars that are hard to pass, hold you up, and it allows that guy in second place to run right in on you really quickly.
Top to bottom at turn 2, it's even with Priest down the back stretch, and it clears out.
And there you see the other problem. Michael McDowell on the bottom of the racetrack. Now he's going to be clear of Ryan Priest, so he's going to have
Larson's going up high. And then 2 to go in stage 1.
Look at the speed difference they can carry on that outside, the momentum up off the corners.
Well, now Ryan Priest needs to go to work on Michael McDowell, because now Michael McDowell is the lucky dog as Kyle Larson puts him a lot down.
And Joey Logano was coming right behind Ryan Priest. Big fight here. The last car on the lead lap, the first car 1 lap down at the stage end, which is 1 lap away. Larson all alone now. He's got a big buffer between himself and Hamlin.
Stage 1 winner, Kyle Larson.
Reading the checker. And I believe Priest got past McDowell to be the first car 1 lap down. It's Kyle Larson's 6th Bristol stage win, the most of all drivers.
Imagine this is your adorable family. You want to switch to T-Mobile, but you feel stuck paying off your old phones. Don't be sad, little Kevin. Switch your family to T-Mobile, and they'll help pay off those old phones. Cheerios! And you'll get 4 new iPhone 16s on there. I'm aware we're using puppies to tell you about T-Mobile's amazing deals, but the other guys are making you pay more. I don't think they have any puppies.
T-Mobile's Family Freedom, our lowest cost to switch, our biggest family savings. We'll give you new iPhone 16s on us, plus get 4 lines for $25 a line.
Some people just know they can save hundreds on car insurance by checking Allstate first. Like you gotta check your car's not on empty first before going to the drive-thru. I forget to fill up. Yeah, checking first is smart. Wait, so check Allstate first and save even more when you click or call. Thank you. Have a nice day.
Oh yeah, great day.
You're in good hands with Allstate.
Just for Men keeps you your strongest, tallest, thickest looking beard yet. Mustache and beard, now with keratin. In just 5 minutes, sport your best beard ever. Just for Men.
The NASCAR Xfinity Series hottest young drivers roar into Rockingham Speedway with a bang. The NASCAR Xfinity Series this Saturday from Rockingham at 3 Eastern, 12 Pacific.
Here at the Loadout Jeep Superstore, we consider ourselves one of a kind, just like you, the Jeep owner, because we're all about Jeep and the Jeep lifestyle. From Palm Road to on road and everything in between. The Loadout Jeep Superstore, the Valley's Jeep leader.
Loadout, Chrysler, Dodge, Jeep Grand, right off 99 in Gilman. We're open till 9 every night and Sundays after church.
Prices are better at the low price center. Loadout, Chrysler, Dodge, Jeep Grand.
See our complete inventory at LoadCJR.com.
For all those making a bid out there, shouldn't your mobile service be able to keep up with these? Good Wi-Fi speeds up to a gig at home and on the go. Introducing PowerBoost, only from Xfinity Mobile. Now that's it. Try Xfinity Mobile for a year. Get an unlimited 5G mobile line with speed with your Xfinity phone, plus a free 5G phone.
ACE's new Yard RX program prescribes the best lawn care, specific to your yard's needs, delivered every season. Because when you want greener grass, less weeds, and fewer bugs, now you can get a personal prescription delivered to you from the helpful folks at ACE. You'll get everything you need at our best price each season, guaranteed. From our store to your front door, with service so good it's guaranteed.
ACE is a place with the helpful hardware.
Saturday on Fox, Dodgers, Rangers, or Cards, Mets. Saturday, 4 Eastern on Fox. Check your local listings. And as Johnny Bench pointed out, the pre-race, Major League Baseball is coming to Bristol. Be here or watch it live on Fox. August 2nd, the MLB Speedway Classic. Tickets are on sale now as the Braves will face off against the Reds right here in the last great Coliseum. Go to MLB.com/Speedway Classic to purchase your tickets. Jalen.
Right last week when Denny Hamlin won, he gave all the credit to his pit crew for stepping up when it mattered most on that last pit stop. Now this year, this team has an inside changer, and so far their chemistry has been very impressive. Let's meet Team 11.
This is Austin Maloney, front tire changer, newest member on the 11. Devin Euchre, rear tire changer, former Taco Bell burrito master.
down tire carrier and the best back flipper in the NASCAR garage. 10% out, Bueller, 22 years on pit road, and on my 5th championship.
Ready to go, everybody else. I'm the Jackman, former Green Bay Packer running back, and I'm the guy who moves you in here about.
Well, good anyway. And show it to you. Look at this. Around the back with the jack and in the position all within fractions of a second. I love that, Kev. I'm the man with the moves you've been talking about.
But his moves are winning moves, so I like that too. Confidence.
All right, let's have a look at pit road because at Bristol here, it is different. We pit on both sides of the racetrack.
Well, you see right here, you enter off of back straightaway and front straightaway when you're under green. But this pit road, when you pit under yellow, you have this corner right here, and when you go around that radius, you can up the pit road speed. So going in and out of these sections right here, on and off of that corner, allow you to take. You have to slow down and speed up. Speed up going into the corner, slow down coming out of the corner, and that's where you get a lot of speed penalties trying to maximize that pit road speed.
Because as Larry Beck explained, it's time over distance. That's how they measure whether or not you are speeding in each one of those sections. And it's all done by computer. There's no human element involved.
Nope. Used to have the old stopwatches sitting up in the NASCAR officiating booth, and they decided if you were going to get a penalty or not today. Not the case.
Started, they didn't always call Rusty Wallace his name. More often than most, let's say. All right, here are our pit crew rankings coming into this ninth race of the season. With Bubba Wallace's team at the top, led by Charles tonight, and Denny Hamlin's team right there, led by Chris Gates. Last year's best team, Christopher Bell, is in 8th place right now according to our rankings. Well, it was on full display last week in Darlington. Denny Hamlin said in the pre-race, all the praise goes back to team effort and that victory. All right, here come the lead lap cars to pit road. Regan. Carson Hill's car in the 77 car. Very good start to the race. A little bit too tight with the front of the race car, but he can't afford to have to get looser. They did have the reins pulled back on him. Pretty much the entire run right there. In the 7 car, Justin Haley, just a little bit too free with the right rear right now. Not sure what to tell him otherwise. He likes it. They were being conservative in terms of adjustments. They're going to leave it alone for this next run. Jamie?
On the front stretch, Denny Hamlin in the 11 comes in second. He said, I'm a little tight center, but that's all I've got so far in this first run. Meanwhile, the five, Kyle Larson started off tight, did it free up a bit. Look, Daniel said, what do you need? He said, I really don't know. I don't know what to expect and how it's going to change. So no adjustments for the five.
Now, why was there such a big gap between cars along pit road? Because there were a lot of lap cars. There were 3 between Larson and Hamlin, and there were 6 between Hamlin and Haley. And you can't close up when you all have to enter in pit road speed. Kyle Larson led most every lap of stage 1 to win it. Alex Baldwin led the rest.
To tell you the truth, we could take or leave the extravagance, the attention, the celebrity, the bragging rights, the bravado, because all we've ever really wanted is for every Ford driver to feel this.
Dirty month of free Buffalo Wild Wings gave to me. Free boneless wings, free delivery, a sandwich that is free, free burger, and a free dessert. All because I got rewards for a month of free. Yes. Bush Guy, cold and smooth tomato skills. In unpredictable conditions, pack layers, both for your body and your beer. And for the mountains.
What's better than a limited time deal? An unlimited time deal. That's why the $5 Biggie Pack with a tuna bacon cheeseburger is available all the time. Because the best time for fresh never frozen beef and applewood smoked bacon is all the time. Duh! For the best deal of all time, gotta be Wendy's.
Welcome to More Acting. Welcome to the edge of your seat. Welcome to NASCAR.
It's employee pricing time. You pay what we pay at Big Valley Ford, your headquarters for work trucks. With
in the Stock Auto Mall. Big Valley Ford gives you more.
I can't believe we found a Ford this quickly.
I know, right? Giving me the best, we're like, thanks,
Thanks, Dad. Some more.
oh, we got it.
Give us
Yeah.
There's only one place where you'll find thousands of vehicles from 20 top brands and a friendly staff. Bring in your tax refund and we'll find you the perfect vehicle tailored to fit your budget. Ride today with the Roseville Auto Mall, driven to be the best. It's employee pricing time. You pay what we pay at Big Valley Ford, your truck headquarters, with great deals on Note F-150, Super Duty, Explorer, Bronco, and Bronco Sport. In the Stock Auto Mall, Big Valley Ford gives you more.
At Mothers, we appreciate the simple things, the life less complicated. That's the inspiration behind Mother's new California Gold Ceramic line of products. The easiest way to clean, correct, and protect your way to a whole new level of deep, ceramic, glass-like clarity, superior hydrophobic protection, and head-turning shine. Mother's California Gold. Ceramic made simple. Give it that mother's love.
Live with Jamie and Chris here at the Sugarland Schools. This is a spot where fans have a great view, the advantage of sight, the sound, not so much. You know, down in the pits, Jamie, it's 140 decibels. The threshold of pain for a human being is 132. That's why we're wearing these cans on our ears so we can hear better. And then, Jamie, work with me here. Play along. I mean, yes, we're enjoying it. I know it's loud. It's Stump Your Family. That's what your team means. That's why they call it that. It's kind of what we expected, right? Kyle Larson rolling along, and obviously Denny Hamlin right there going for his third straight. But who else are you keeping a close watch on?
Well, it's just fire cars. Haley and Linscar are both in the top five at the end of that. But Chris, I'm gonna tell you, I think it'll be a totally different race when we go back green here. The guys that learn that the tires aren't wearing, like what we saw in practice yesterday, Harvey Warrior kind of emphasized that. I think we see a totally different race in this next stage.
Larson and Tire, man. Thank you, by the way, for sharing the studio. Give us a look in here. Okay, good. I just heard the cue. We're going back to the booth, right? Thank you, Chris. All right, pre-race. Ricky Stenhouse qualified on the outside of the front row, so he might come in on the studio number team leading.
It's kind of long today. We got a really good car. The best car I've had here in practice and in qualifying in a very, very long time. We can win at these next few tracks we have coming up. So we'll go get her today.
Nobody panic. Right, the car is still the car. Denny didn't start the last stage of this last year on lap 367. He started in 15th and won the race with a new vehicle and a good driver. We can do this. If we talk about it, let's run our next changes like we have. 1, 2, 3, yes. There's a good crew led by Mike Kelly. Ricky Stenhouse down there with the spotter on number 3. Jamie?
Looking at the top of our sentence right here with right over 100 laps now, but hopefully Daniel had to tell them after those tires came off.
When you started seeing that rubber start to lay down on the racetrack, Larry, I would say that this is definitely the worst rub that we're going to have today as far as tire wear. Yeah, but regardless, when the track is, this track had no rub. We call it great. Everything was on the racetrack. The track is not there. And the bottom still being no way for we have penalties. Kyle Busch, Shane Van Gisbergen, speeding on pit road, and not that curve section in 3 and 4, but along the straightaway, Larry told us. Considering heading out of the box. So we'll get a restart after Taylor Nelson. Well, we've seen everything. We've seen a lot of talking about that speed limit. The thing that happens here is so easy, especially if you're in second gear with that low RPM. You're able to surge past the one thing that you have for pit road speed. It's really easy to get out of that box because the RPMs are low.
Here, come back to the green. Larson will lead off the start of stage 2. Yeah, here we go. Alright, host of ours up into the top 4. Got snagged second there for a bit.
These guys decided at the beginning of the race that they need to pace themselves until they understood the time right now. It's just go as fast as you can go on your lap.
Now it's track position. We'll get back to the aftermarket BLT cam because I've seen, and here's how to look at it. Oh, man. That one came out from Paul. That's what's going down. And that was the aftermath.
And a lot of that was probably just Bubba Wallace trying to dive in that corner coming down the hill. I don't think that Brad really anticipated him coming back down all the way into that bottom lane. So stuff that can happen here at Bristol as you have cars running different lanes.
So it's still Josh Berry, our first car on the outside, but now he's back at 19 folks. That was the close to get us right there. Rooted out of the way. Stenhouse not happy about it. Briscoe moved him out of the way. Got to go, Thomas.
Bubba Wallace rocking the Air Force colors.
Got himself back out in line and not going to be close enough to retaliate.
So he may pass this way. You better be darn sure that car can't get back to your rear bumper right away. Really get point. You can move them. There's still a lot of racing left. So that gives Larson the Xfinity fastest lap of the race so far. 124.7 miles per hour on the restart, coming off the restart at lap 134.
Well, it's not right a little bit either. Almost a second and a half right there. So Kyle Larson car is just really fast. You see another Chevrolet of Justin Haley right behind him, and the other guy that has had a lot of success running third right now, Danny Hamlin. So Haley's a little bit of a surprise to be up there in the middle of those two guys.
I think that's credit to them taking off, risking it early on, got the track position that they needed. This has become a track position game. Much like we saw last week in Darlington, you must keep the track position. Caution comes out at the wrong time, they can nab you.
Advent Health came right here with Eric Jones on the inside of Ty Gibbs.
Ty Dillon.
Yeah, Ty Dillon, sorry. Thank you, Mike.
Nice spoiler cam look there. Josh Berry still on the outside. That's who they're right behind. Look at his car there. Hard to explain the challenge. You're watching right along with Eric Jones and that car on the outside. You need that real estate to move up the track. They pitch you off, and you hear him working that gas. Can't put it all the way down. Cut your line off. You're pulling on the wheel really hard, trying to stay off of that outside car. Very challenging around the tight quarters of Bristol. We continue on to green. When we come back, Kyle Larson will be closing in on lap traffic cars once again with 160 laps in.
To tell you the truth, we could take or leave the extravagance, the attention, the celebrity, the bragging rights, the bravado. Because all we've ever really wanted is for every Ford driver to feel this.
What's better than a limited time deal? An unlimited time deal. That's why the $5 Biggie Bag of the Tuna Bacon Cheeseburger is available all the time. Because the best time for fresh frozen beef and applewood smoked bacon is all the time. Duh! For the best deal of all time, it's gotta be Wendy's.
Bush guy, cold and smooth survival skills. My watch is broken. You can tell time by measuring the sun's distance from the horizon. Looks like happy hour. Head for the mountains.
During month of free, Buffalo Wild Wings gives to me free bonus wings, free delivery, a sandwich that is free burger, and a free dessert. All because I joined rewards for a month of free.
Yes. America's Most Wanted is back with nearly 1,200 captures in counting. You can make a difference. The legacy continues April 21st on Fox.
Yeah, it is weird that we still call these things phones. Well, yeah, they're not like mini computers.
Precisely. It's not. Xfinity Mobile customers are connected to Wi-Fi 90% of the time. And that's why our network is power boosted Wi-Fi speeds up to a gig. They need it most.
So this whole meeting could have been about, oh, that is my ex-husband who I don't speak to. Hey, no, I'm gonna
Try Xfinity Mobile for a year. Get an unlimited 5G mobile line included with your Xfinity Internet, plus a free 5G phone.
Mine was earned in Germany, 1984. I earned it for my family in 1945.
Mom earned it for us.
USAA membership is for those who serve and can be shared with their spouses, then kids, and their kids for generations to come. And because our members know USAA's commitment to serving
over now we're in.
they're proud to start their family's legacy.
So I'm in, and so is our family.
USAA. See if you can become a member today. Members who switch save an average of $725 annually on auto insurance.
With 170 laps complete at Bristol, next weekend the UFL takes over Easter weekend with a box football extravaganza. Friday, Saturday, Sunday. You'll see it all next weekend on Fox. Kyle Larson continues to lead here at Bristol. And yes, he has caught lap traffic and beginning to work it here. Haley Hamlin and Kosovar for fourth and Bowman the top line. And I can't tell you how much easier it is now that this track's opened up. You have that outside line, I've seen guys shoot the middle, and long range still good with the traction compound. They're racing all over the racetrack right now, pretty racy.
Now the thing is going to be, when does this PJ1 start to slow down? Does it ever slow down? How many laps will it last? Will it chunk up on the bottom? Will it start to wear out? Will a high grip start to really take enough rubber so you can rip a nice arc all the way around the corner? Now you got to keep up with the racetrack. You got to understand when to move up and do all those things.
Bailey for fire for Hamlin for second. Fantastic job, and then Hamlin. You know he's going to be a contender anytime you go to Bristol, right there, proving that point, going for 3 in a row. Trying to work around Ryan Brees, who's going 1 lap down. And Kosovar right with his teammate. There's the Chili's on board camp.
Yeah, this is right in Kosovar's wheelhouse now, Quinn. Being able to just smash the gas, be aggressive, make lap time. That's what it takes to be really good here at Bristol.
Oh, there goes the 88.
And the first caution of the day for cause waves at lap 178. And Gilbergen had already gone 2 laps down. And spins in turn 2.
What's our first caution for incident?
It looks like Ryan Brees fought hard to stay away from 1 lap down. Well, I think that's where he's trying to get up here in the top right, watching Shane Van Gisbergen. He gets to the inside of him, runs out of real estate trying to squeeze. He gets loose, corrects, get up into the door.
yeah.
Where they both go. That's racing at Bristol. There's Hosemar's view of what happened between Cody Ware and Shane Van Gisbergen. Look at that, right in front of Denny Hamlin. Woo-hoo, that was close.
Yeah, it definitely looked like Shane just got a little bit loose, missed his mark up the racetrack a little higher, and
He was getting crushed pretty hard, too. Didn't carry that car up much. What do you think, Larry, we didn't? I'd say we might see a mixed bag. If we run 35 laps again, the fall off is not that huge. We only have to go to that 250 to end the stage, so probably you're looking at about 65 laps. To me, it looks like a track position race. 100% track position. After today's NASCAR race, head over to Fox to catch the IndyCar Series on the streets of Southern California for the 50th Long Beach Grand Prix. That's later today on Fox. The teams were allowed to purchase 9 sets of brand new tires for today's race, plus the set they qualified on. And this morning, NASCAR allowed each team another set of tires with the concern about tire wear. So 10 sets of new tires plus the scuffs from qualifying are available today.
probably going to have some extras now that the racetrack is rubbered up. So this will be interesting, like Larry said, as to is track position that much more important? Is the pace what's going to trump the other today?
Well, let's look at that. Somewhere around after 35 laps, they were running 1590s. All right, we'll go back to that last run. Deep into the run, they were still running 1580s on lap on 100. So I don't know. I think the track position game is alive and well. Well, we know that Joe Gibbs Racing leads in the win column this season, but the Gibbs Performance Center has also been hard at work on pit stops. Now, this is what we saw last year at Richmond, a different choreography of the pit stop. Then at Daytona, a timed pit stop displayed on the iPad for the driver. Time fueling there, and we talked earlier about this slick move, the jack from the right to the left side of the car. They were all chasing fractions of a second. He didn't come up with that, though. Our man Jimmy Johnson did. I saw that first back then. All right, Ricky Stenhouse from 9th is the first of the cars to pit. The front 8 stayed out under this caution light. So we'll take a break from Bristol.
That's my team out there.
If our network goes down, lives are at stake.
Our comms have to work.
For the mission won't.
That's why we partner with Verizon Frontline, the network that truly prioritizes first responders.
So we don't worry about getting through. And they're the most reliable 5G network in America.
Out here, reliability is everything.
Extreme or routine, Verizon Frontline delivers.
The #1 network choice in public safety. Learn more. Your mission is our purpose.
When my doctor gave me Breztri for my COPD, things changed for me. Breztri gave me better breathing, symptom improvement, and reduced flare-ups.
Breztri won't replace a rescue inhaler for sudden breathing problems. It is not for asthma. Tell your doctor if you have a heart condition or high blood pressure before taking it. Don't take Breztri more than prescribed. Breztri may increase your risk of thrush, pneumonia, and osteoporosis. Call your doctor if worsening breathing, chest pain, mouth or tongue swelling, problems urinating, vision changes, or eye pain occur.
Ask your doctor about Breztri.
Did you know Toyota has 3 NASCAR Cup teams? We got Team 2311, owned by this guy, and 3-time Daytona winner Denny Hamlin. But Denny Hamlin races for another team, Joe Gibbs Racing. Yeah, Super Bowl winning head coach Joe Gibbs. And they both share the track with Legacy Motors, co-owned by 7-time Cup champ Jimmy Johnson. 3 epic teams, 4 legendary owners, all going after 1 cup. Now you're up to speed. You win.
Hey Tyler, think I have what it takes to be part of the NASCAR pit crew? You? Yeah, I mean, we keep Xfinity Internet fast and reliable at home and on the go. It's kind of like keeping cars fast and reliable on the track. You thought that add coolant meant driving with your sunglasses on. That doesn't make it cooler? What's a check? Don't bring him into this.
I don't know, man. I mean, you asked if we could swap gasoline once.
Okay. I shouldn't be in the pit crew. I'm not a driver. Maybe just stick to what you're good at.
Yeah, Xfinity is your super fast connection to NASCAR.
I got another Papa Pairings order. I need 3 medium pepperoni, 200 wings, breadsticks, cheese sticks, brownies.
You called the right place, son.
This order is my address. See you at the summit. We're making you Papa Pairings for $6.99 each. Better ingredients, better pizza, Papa John's.
It's Kubota Orange Days, now through June 30th. Get 0 down, 0% APR for 84 months, or up to $3,000 off select compact tractors. See the details and find your nearest dealer at KubotaOrangeDays.com.
Here's John Hunter Nemechek leaving pit road after his stop. We'll switch to the rear view and watch the right side of your screen here. There she goes, right there. That's the lug nut off the left side. And the wheel and tire of that left started rolling down pit road, coming out. And here in the middle of a pit, look out, Suarez crew comes around and just misses being hit by that errant wheel and tire.
Well, that was really, really lucky that that tire did not hit that crew member. That would have been a bad deal.
Did they keep that tire?
I'd keep it.
There's a single lug nut that is used on these 18-inch EBS alloy wheels. And how it's retained, once that nut goes on past that brightly colored stop, the wheel should not be able to, or the nut should not be able to unwind it.
Yeah, well, obviously, they most likely didn't get put on those valves, and the lug nut never went on, and then the safety pin never released, so the lug nut never got to the point of that pin popping out to keep the lug nut on there.
You got to remember, so the driver should never have left the pit. Well, you got to remember that wheel alloy, right? The studs that go in, you see all, look here. These studs here go into those holes, right? And they have a lot of them so you can index different ways. That thing can get crooked on there and hold it up with a soft alloy wheel, and it can also go and get in between those holes, believe it or not, and this alloy is soft, and when it does that, it holds it away from that keeper, the lug nut is not on. The good thing, it happened on pit road, the penalty, you have to start at the tail end along the line, unlike if it had come off on the racetrack.
Watching that tire roll down pit road, whew, man, that's scary stuff right there.
Right, time for the choose. So yeah, SVG went for a spin with Cody Ware. It looks like those cars are, looks like they might be able to continue. The Josh Nemechek's tire went for a little journey of its own and crashed into the 99. Well, that's a 2-week suspension. Damn, Jesse Love finished. Jesse Love is 35th.
Maybe 300 laps to start wearing that out. So when we restart, the Echo Park Automotive restart zone is right at the exit of turn number 4. A lot of those cars are still on the curve. How much more difficult is it to restart and fire off when you're in the middle of a corner?
It's a timing thing, and in Bristol here, I always just wanted to maintain my gas and just not spin the tires and lose anything. So you kind of just anticipate it and just try to not lose.
Right, here we go, back to green.
Back to green, the first 8 cars, at least they were the first 8. Now it's the first 12 as they line up. Did not stop.
And this is going to be a big test right here to see if those new tires can make any ground.
Bowman's going for second, and he does.
Right there, knocking on the door. Here comes Bowman to the inside.
We talk about those tires. Those sticker tires are always better when you fire off. And so once we get past 2, 3, 4, 5 laps, that's when things will start to even out on the gas that stayed out.
Maybe he had trouble taking off. Maybe he didn't get the clip. Oh, he's bottoming out.
I think a lot of that, he might be bottoming out a little bit, but a lot of that is just the used tires. It just takes a couple laps to get those things. They don't fire off very well.
So everybody back to Ryan Blaney and Tyler Reddick did not stop. They are on the older tires. And trying to gain some ground, here comes Ricky Stenhouse, Bubba Wallace, and everybody who got fresh tires behind them.
Oh, wow. 16 goes for a slot. 3 wide.
see Ryan Blaney. He's one of those guys that put new tires on. So we saw that his car was really fast on the long run earlier today. But he's definitely one that we need to keep our eye on to see if he can make ground and make these passes with those fresh tires.
So Spire car is now fighting for 5th and 6th.
Spire car balance is 56.
So you're right, Ryan Blaney, the only car right now in the top 13. He's 10th on fresh tires. The others not able to advance.
Blaney's up to 10th.
Here's a look at Blaney's last 4 races. He has passed an average of 45 per race, 4 positions. He's lost an average of 6 positions on pit road each race. On the track, driver rating of first, 18th on restart, pit crew ranking, not so well. As he was the leader on the last caution flag. Larry Darlington last week, but Denny Hamlin had the right pit stall and the right pit stop to get into position to win. Wallace and Stenhouse are the next 2 drivers on fresh tires behind Blaney. You're going to need this to go deep into a run before those fresh tires will ever show you the advantage. I think, indeed, going back to that first run, those guys, when I saw these guys running the same lap time count, on lap 110, 115, if they can run on 20, 30 laps of this run, she's a track position game, boys. Jamie?
Has run more laps this weekend than anybody, and that's because he's totally triple. The truck race here on Friday night is about 25 short. Yesterday, his 40 races dominated. Today, so far, Washington did as well. I loved that first stop. He came on the radio and said, "This car is good. I'm really happy with it. They made a slight air pressure adjustment to help us." Now, 2 spots behind him, Denny Hamlin. Oh, he took the seat because his stop was, when I saw the last race, the only thing that order, he was really tight. He's also free out high as well. So not as happy with the balance of that race time. Maybe if they win here for sure on this one.
Right behind Denny Hamlin is a 20-car Christopher Bell. Been battling free off of turn 4, fighting for some lateral grip as well as a little tight in 1 and 2. But the larger issue for the 20-car, the last run, he began to get some severe brake shake. When you hit the brake pedal, meaning the pedal was shaking up and down as he was trying to slow down to the corners. The team had him drag the brakes the entire caution period to try and clean the rotors off. In the 47, the Ricky Stenhouse Jr., one of the cars that pitted the last time around, they were very, very loose. Hence the reason why they pitted. Mike Kelly did tell me earlier today, they went with a very aggressive setup, anticipating that if the track did get to where we had a longer run race, they would do better. Very typical Bristol. When the pace picks up like this, you get in sync, you get in your rhythm, Kevin. You start back in the corner up and running that bottom, you hardly even drag any brake. You just barely drag if they run cool. Brakes don't like to run cool. They start vibrating.
And like you said, that material from the brake pad builds up on the rotor. And in these cars, they have really big calipers, big brake pads, big rotors to go along with that. And that shake is really annoying, and it actually affects your rhythm as a driver in the way that you can brake in your corner. So brake shake is usually from the brakes being too cold.
And violent. It's hard to explain how violent it'll shake the steering wheel. I mean, you said it. It throws you off your rhythm in a big way because that wheel is shaking really hard. 24 cars on the lead lap led by Kyle Larson. Again, he will be lapping cars when we come back from this side-by-side break.
The fans of Kansas Speedway know how to have a good time. One that celebrates fantastic finishes with family-friendly facilities, train fans, and tailgating tradition. Burgers, beer, and barbecue. Oh, it'll for sure be a good time, and you are all invited. NASCAR weekend at Kansas Speedway. Get tickets now at kansasspeedway.com.
Dude, Josh Balicki's going behind the wall.
Feel safe and protected out there. That's why I never leave home without photo of the little ones.
Bracelet for my husband. Lucky Rabbit's puppy.
Lucky Rabbit named Scoot. It's Swedish. That's a whole
whole rabbit.
Named Spook.
Well, there's really no need for a Lucky Charm when you ride. Not when America's #1 motorcycle insurance got your back.
We're just going to ignore the fact that Cole has a rabbit. Named Spook.
You can fit a long vacation into a weekend. Book your next weekend getaway with Urban.
What started out as a better floor liner for your car turned into even more superior ways to protect the inside and outside of your vehicle. That led to enhanced ways to protect your home and to keep your pets safe. Next came the best ways to secure and protect your phone. But the most important things worth protecting are American jobs. WeatherTech, made right in America.
Introducing 2 new Baja Chipotle subs featuring our world famous Baja Chipotle sauce. Listen, that's the Baja Chipotle talking. Well, it's actually me talking, but you know what I mean. Find your fresh with the new Baja Chipotle collection at Subway.
NASCAR fans, you are the drivers. What are you waiting for? Sign up for the free NASCAR Fan Rewards Loyalty Program today at NASCAR.com/fanrewards.
This Easter, the UFL takes over spring's biggest weekend. With the Fox Football Extravaganza, featuring 3 nights, 3 UFL games, 1 network. Fox Football Extravaganza.
Hello, Carmelo. Welcome to the live stream.
Welcome back to Bristol. 219 laps complete for 94 laps into stage 2, which will end at halfway in this race, lap 255. Larson picking up right where he left off last fall. Dominating performance after Alex Bowman led the first 39 laps. Larson has not been headed, and now he's back in lap traffic, on one of which Daniel Suarez trying to overcome a penalty on that last pit stop, where even said the crew was watching the drama at the back of the car, and a tire got away at the front of the car. Yeah, watch this right front tire to go over here, right in to that fuel guy's leg, interferes with the guy in front of him, big trouble. And this is from inside, Suarez car. You see that tire go away into the fuel. For the Joyce car ahead. So that's 6 penalties so far, 3 of which were for speeding. As we're coming up on halfway, about 27 laps here. Well, Ryan Preece again, trying to hold back Kyle Larson. This will be the 3rd time that we've seen this. Each of the previous 2 times he has gotten the free pass and got back on the lead lap. Let's see how he does this time. I love to hear the in-car right there, being able to listen to it more than the throttle. And that time we went back to the gap and was able to stay with it down here. 3, 4. That time before that, he didn't quite do it. You heard him wall. Pretty wild to watch the way he raises his hand up on that steering wheel going into the corner. How about the same thing? What is that? Wrist hurt? I'm not sure. Never done that before. He's got a steering wheel upside down. He's got an awful long steering wheel. And it looks like that car is tight. It sounds like that car is tight just listening to the throttle. He just has to wait and then dump the throttle on the exit. Now we noted yesterday, he seems to have a quicker ratio steering rack than a lot of the drivers because he doesn't need to turn the wheel as much. Driver choice. Cole Custer up top. Custer 2 laps down.
Larson can get around Ryan Preece. Christopher Bell's worked his way up into the top 5.
I've been watching Christopher Bell, and he's methodically getting back up through here. I think that is such a Christopher Bell thing. When this track comes down to it, you need a driver to move around. You need these dirt drivers. Yeah. They're capable of watching this racetrack, moving around, finding the grip, because you know that traction compound is eventually going to wear out on the bottom. Doesn't surprise me, you see 2 of the best dirt racers in the field, Kyle Larson and Christopher Bell, running right here in the front. Toyota top performers. Denny Hamlin currently third. Christopher Bell in fourth. Ty Gibbs in seventh. Chase Briscoe in eighth. Tyler Reddick 10th.
You see Bell up there on the top of the racetrack, and as more guys keep running up there, I see more and more cars going to the top of the racetrack. And when that runs up, that's the racetrack is ground a little bit different than the rest of the racetrack in that top lane. So it's got bigger chunks taken out of the concrete. So it tends to take a little bit longer to get that rubber in, but once it does, it's like a light switch, and these guys are going to be hunting the top of that track. And if the PJ1 on the bottom of the racetrack wears out a little bit, just loses just a touch of speed, that's when that top lane is really going to be the dominant lane.
And you can see that on the outside, exactly what you're talking about. See the shine way up high. They get in there in the middle of the corner. Watch it get through the Xfinity race and kind of diamond back off, Kevin. Back in the day, you used to rim right on the outside. From the middle to the outside, you ride the wall and find really good speed up there. I had a diamond in the corner kind of the way they are now. Now, Bell and Osuar, they're trying to move forward. They're going to have to go to the bottom because Daniel Suarez left down. He's up there in that top lane. That orange car is Suarez. Look how much rubber is up there on that outside.
And Suarez is 2 laps down, but Christopher Bell is the one that's rolling. He and Osuar both are rolling pretty good.
Talking about track position, the 12 drivers that stayed out and we've run over 40 laps, they're all inside the top 13 right now. The only one that's cracked inside of them is Ryan Blaney in that Toyota. And we see that. We just covered that with Blaney. You know he's going to go for it. I don't care. Those riders, new tires, whatever the case may be. But that's what's going on the front. It's surprising that he's the only one that's been able to crack the top dozen of the cars that stayed out. They don't matter. It mattered yesterday.
Clint, I always felt like the two end of these racetracks had a little bit different grind as you go and you watch Chase Briscoe. Let's see, just like I'm driving, trying to figure out which end.
11 to go. Looks like it's shaping up to be a stage sweep for Kyle Larson today.
The direction of the corner in the middle 1 and 2. Down here in the top where you see Blaney up in the top lane right there, there's a bump right in the middle of the corner, and there's another bump about 3/4 of the way up off the corner in that high lane. But I always felt like that grinding in the top in 3 and 4 allowed you to kind of give it more partial throttle and power through the center of the corner with the way that corner, the diamond ground cut the concrete surface.
And they go back to 1 and 2, turn 2 actually, that bump over there. It depended on, how hard you were on the stop or whatever, right foot swing you had. If it bonded out over there, you were in trouble. You were always able to get around that bump, ride the wall a little bit better than I did. That bump is a very crucial part of this track. That's what differentiates turns 1 and 2 to 3 and 4. And there's one other difference. The way the sun comes across this racetrack at this time of year, turns 1 and 2, at least to this point of the day, have been hotter. The concrete's been hotter than up in turns 3 and 4, which was partially shaded. Well, to what you're saying right there, that's why it started rubbering up, and that outside line, it did come in a little bit faster at 1 and 2 with 3 and 4.
Well, you're really starting to be able to see as you watch Riley Herbst and Kyle Larson get ready to go by. You saw the exit of turn 4 right there. And now what will happen as you start to run that top lane, the exits of these corners, you see some of the debris from the tires. That's the cushion. Yeah, don't go up there. That's not the cushion. And then it will grab you and just suck you right into that fence.
I was going to say, somebody as high as it is in both corners, right in the apex of the corner, you're going to see somebody
35 goes up high.
jump that cushion and get the fence. We're about to see Kyle Larson take patient with Riley Herbst there, who swept up the racetrack up into the line that Larson wanted. He responded by tugging on the wheel and dropping to the inside. He's got such a lead now, he can afford some patience. Be patient inside that car. You got time with these lappers. Time with them. Be patient with him. Get the job done. Work's going 2 laps down here, and Nemechek just ahead.
2 to go.
It's one thing you go 1 lap down. You go 2 laps down here, you're in big side job.
So you just drive up there and block that lane from Riley Herbst, and that's just like, hey, I'm done with this. I'm moving up here.
Final lap of the stage. Kyle Larson, 66 stage wins.
Wow.
Truex Jr.,
Stage 2 winner. Larson sweeps it.
2 stages halfway at Bristol.
Nope, we're officially at the halfway point of this race. Alright, I'll be back.
What's better than a limited time deal? An unlimited time deal. That's why the $5 booty pack with a Junior Bacon Cheeseburger is available all the time. Because the best time for fresh pan of frozen beef and applewood smoked bacon is all the time. Duh. For the best deal of all time, gotta be Wendy's.
You'll be back! Emu can't help people customize the same as Liberty Mutual. Well, I'll be. Only pay for what you need. Liberty, 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 Liberty.
It's Pod's biggest sale in history. Save up to 30% on moving in stores until May 19th. And see why Pods is America's #1 container moving company. Whether you're relocating or renovating, save up to 30% at pods.com today.
Choose one appetizer and 2 entrees. Applebee's famous 2 for $25 with new sizzling skillets and steak.
Bush Guy, cold and smooth survival series. If you encounter one wolf, chances are there's a pack nearby. Fortunately, the same applies to beer. Head to the mountains of
Welcome to Truck Country. Welcome to the NASCAR Craftsman Truck Series.
Cream on the left, one more episode. Cream on the right, we crush the whole series. Yes! Oh, that was really good. Orient, stay playful. Are we? Sorry about it.
Hey guys, I've got AAA.
when you're a AAA member, you're covered in anyone's car.
Next week, NASCAR returns to the Rock for the Xfinity and Truck Series. Coverage kicks off Friday with Truck Series practice and qualifying at 12:30 p.m. Eastern on FS2.
In the end, it comes down to these scenarios a lot. And Denny's pit crew executed again in that high pressure situation. And we saw during the day, once again, we saw a lot of miscues on pit road. So we covered it during the race. We see the technique that those guys are using on the pit stop. And like Denny said in the victory lap, getting in the pit stall down pit road, and the pit crew does their job out of the box, off pit road. There's a lot of little pieces, and as all this migrates closer and closer together, it's executing all these crumbs to put yourself in a position to take advantage of the scenario like they did at the end of one race.
One of the best podcasts in NASCAR. Join Kevin every Tuesday and Thursday. Kevin Harvick's Happy Hour, presented by Echo Park Automotive, wherever you get your podcasts. Now, we take a look at the top 5 right now. Larson, Bowman, Bell, Hocevar, and Hamlin. According to our pit crew rankings, the way they would come off pit road would be Hamlin, Bowman, Larson, Bell, Hocevar. We'll see how it turns out. The way this race is playing out here, that's where the money's going to be made. You don't look at A5 there. Remember, you got to get pit crew, right? Yeah, complete different crew. Attention, everybody enters the pits at turn 2 and exits at turn 1. As you see from our aerial coverage provided by Goodyear. Best seat in the house since 1925. Happy 100th to the Goodyear plant. Good road not yet open.
Yeah, they're taking a long time to clean the racetrack up on all of these cautions to get those marbles off of that top groove on the entry and exit. So, you know, from a driver's standpoint, you're paying attention to that because you want to see where this racetrack is green. You can get a good eye on that PJ1 on the bottom of the racetrack and that traction compound to be able to tell where that rubber is built up on those sections.
Look how you can see where that big ground down there and then where it wasn't. You can definitely see the aggregate in the concrete up on the top of the racetrack versus in the middle. That's when it gets on that ground surface and you get the rubber burning into that, it is really, really heavy. So sweeper's working hard at turns 1 and 2. You see at the top of the screen, and this time, pit road is open. Kyle Larson leads the win, Rita.
Carson Oates car in the 77 car is very good right now. So good, they almost contemplated staying out, opted not to. They didn't want to be exposed. The 7 car, Justin Hayward, a little bit too edgy as the cars have moved up the racetrack. And the 20 car, Christopher Bell, who's going to come around the straight all the way to the turn 4 pit stop, just a little bit tight in 1 and 2 with 3 up as he went along. The brake shake got better, and they are going to stop him short so he can get around the watercross champagne. JB?
Larry mentioned that Kyle Larson has a brand new pit crew. That was official last week at Darlington, but they crashed so early, didn't get many reps together. So far, so good today. Kyle said the car is fine, just a little tighter there, but we're close, and the car is consistent. Meanwhile, the 48, a couple of complaints there, no not right front turn is what he said. Also, was a little more right rear security in that car.
Kyle Larson retains the lead from Alex Bowman. Denny Hamlin comes out third. Gavin, we both saw it. The 20 car really took off out of their box back, and I saw him slow up a bunch. Here's how close it was for third, with Bell fourth. Ham, Kosovar fifth. Kyle Larson doing what William Byron did last week at Darlington, winning stages 1 and 2.
At Napa, we're the pros that know how to make your business our business. Pros everywhere you need us, with every part you need. From brake pads to stock your shop in Orange County, California,
brake pads,
to oil filters for your fleet in Orange County, Florida. It's why we built a nationwide network of parts and exceptional service, all driven by one mission: to keep businesses big, small, and everything in between moving full speed ahead.
The Kentucky chicken wing. But now, introducing the bold new caliente Kentucky chicken wing from Taco Bell. Here for a little time.
Just for men becomes strongest, tallest, thickest looking beard yet. Mustache and beard, now with keratin. In just 5 minutes, score your best beard ever. Just for men.
Some people just know they can save hundreds on car insurance by checking Allstate first. Is that your car?
Yeah. No. No.
Like you check your someone's clothes first before going through the car wash. Yeah, checking first is smart. So check Allstate first and save even more when you click or call. You're in good hands with Allstate.
Dirty month of free Buffalo Wild Wings gifts and me. Free boneless wings, free delivery, a sandwich that is free, free burger, and a free dessert. All because I got rewards for a month of free. Yes.
In the off season, I'm a man in the month. Now I have relaxed fit hands-free Skechers slip fits. No bending down, no touching. I kind of love not using my hands. I'm out the game. Try relaxed fit Skechers slip fits.
Welcome to more where that came from. More back-to-backs. More epic last laps. More stripes. More short fuses. More bumps and bruises. More Lone Star Showdowns. More Heartland and Heartstoppers. Welcome to the edge of your seat. Welcome to NASCAR.
Now a veteran, Jamie Chris here, Denny Hamlin, the wave around just a moment ago. We will bring you the highlights. It has really been the Kyle Larson show. Last Sunday, he brought out the caution that allowed Denny Hamlin and his pit crew to win the race. Now Larson trying to do, I guess, what his teammate last week couldn't do. But Myra led for the first two stages and continued to roll. Here comes the highlight, and lap 40 is where Larson took the lead from his teammate and pole sitter, Baldwin. He dominated last fall. One stage one, one stage two. Not a whole lot of action. That's some hip problems for some teams. Cody Ware and Shane Van Gisbergen bringing out the caution flag. John Hunter Nemechek lost the wheel. But this looks like an emotional ride for a dominant driver who's run well here all weekend in Kyle Larson, who for one could shake things up a little bit.
Well, I like Ty Gibbs. And you just think about the tough start to the season for the 54 team. Finished the top 10 last week at Darlington, ran 9th. He ran 7th in that stage. His crew gained him 2 spots. I think he's in a really good position right here. And I don't view Gibbs as a guy that's going to go out and win. They need some consistency and start building some momentum with that team.
Yeah, the last 3 Bristol races, they've wrapped up with green flag racing over the last 120 laps or more. Let's go back to the booth.
Thanks, Chris. Kyle Larson, your leader now. 11 cars took the wave around. Here's a look at who won stage points today. Larson maxing out with 20. 11 drivers now taking the wave around to get a lap back, as they are ahead of the race leader behind the pace car, which is going to wait to pick up Kyle Larson. 6 of those drivers will wave around back to the lead lap. Noah Gregson is one of those. Chris Buescher, Nemechek, Jones, also Gilliland and Logano way back to the lead lap.
No, it's a little kind of frustrating. You didn't get to tear off all the way up on Kevin. Yeah, and that aggravating. That definitely bothers you as a driver, but once you get into that rhythm, it almost disappears. That's right. It annoys you right now under caution. It always does. Something little like that, then you get going and you forget all about it.
And Ryan Preece has a lot on getting his lap back. He was a free pass car once again. For the 3rd time today, nobody else has had a free pass. Getting set for the restart. Bowman and Larson. Their pit crews punching above their weight. We had them 2nd and 3rd in the group, and they come out 1-2. Hamlin 3rd.
Well, the other car that's really making up some time on pit road right behind now is Bowman, that 54 car. Ty Gibbs now restarting there in 3rd place.
Both stops. Got Christopher Bell left to the outside. That'll allow Gibbs to move up to the 2nd row on the shoes. Here we go. Stage 3. He's going right around that outside. Bristol way up track and loses 3 spots. Christopher Bell battling his teammate for 4th. And he's almost right. Same exact spot that Briscoe got lost in. Right in the middle of the racetrack.
Yeah, from a driver's standpoint, you see that clean racetrack. You have fresh tires on the race car, and you're just constantly testing that grip to let that car roll a little bit faster, feed it a little more throttle, and it just snaps on Christopher Bell.
And here comes William Byron into the picture. He's a player for the first time today.
Right there, it's so close. Happens so fast right here at Bristol.
And then you get from fifth on back. You saw them get into the corner door to door at equal speed, right? And you let off the brake, let that car roll around there, and it rolled right out from underneath that. Ryan Blaney probably leads the league in numbers of cars passed this year. Boy, Darlington, all he was doing all day was going to the front. The only one that could all day long.
Yeah, it looks like right now Christopher Bell's struggling with this car. He's still losing now.
And here comes Byron. This is only the 9th lap he has spent in the top 10 all day.
Some laps, they play a bunch of laps. And when they don't qualify for the front and have those dominant cars like this, they grind away and they put themselves in position to be able to get closer to being in contention at the end of the race.
Well, Byron came in here with a sizable point lead. In fact, enough that he could take the race off and still be the point leader. Steady Eddie, baby. We're going to keep an eye on Blaine. I know we just talked about him, but got this track position back. We know he's going to be fast. Takes me back earlier. I was looking at him a little bit tight. You know, he freed up a little bit with his changes on his car. And more than likely, that teammate of his, Christopher Bell, had the same problem. Maybe just doing a little bit too much of it. Look for those cars to be faster later on in this run.
Well, the other thing that's happening right now, Clinton, we're starting to see a lot of shade on the back straightaway. It's starting to shade up off the exit of turn 2. You'll see it, Carson Hocevar right here, starting to go in. We talked about 1-2 being in the sun all day.
And it's going to be wearing out, doesn't it, Kevin?
Well, the bottom is definitely going to probably lose a little bit of grip as we get towards the end of this race. But the temperature of the racetrack, the ambient temperature outside, the shade on the racetrack, you're going to have to keep up with this racetrack. And as we're seeing with some of these cars, it doesn't take much to get the handling outside of where it needs to be one way or the other.
Shane Van Gisbergen is taking his car behind the wall, joining Josh Policki. So 37 cars still running, and with the wave rounds, 30 of them on the lead lap. You know, Kevin, it's a good point. And as I heard you say that typically as a leader, when you dominate a race like Kyle Larson had in the 239, the 279 laps ran, you get complacent. I don't want to change anything. I usually say that. Today, a little bit different. He is moving around because he has to get around this flat traffic. He's been on the bottom. He's been in the middle, on the top, crossing over, slide jobs. He's done it all as he's navigated through that traffic. 220 laps to go with flat out at Bristol with a minimum of caution flags, and Kyle Larson leading the majority of this race.
Imagine this is your adorable family. You want to switch to T-Mobile, but you feel stuck paying off your old phones. Don't be sad, little Kevin. Switch your family to T-Mobile and they'll help pay off those old phones. Cheerios! And you'll get 4 new iPhone 16s on there. I'm aware we're using puppies to tell you about T-Mobile's amazing deals, but the other guys are making you pay more. I don't think they have any puppies.
T-Mobile's Family Freedom, our lowest cost to switch, our biggest family savings. We'll give you new iPhone 16s on us, plus get 4 lines for $25 a line.
Fabulous.
McDonald's meets the Minecraft universe with a Minecraft movie label.
Patients who have sensitive teeth but also want whiter teeth, they have to make a choice, one versus the other. Sensodyne Clinical White provides 2 shades whiter teeth as well as providing 24/7 sensitivity protection. Patients are going to love to see Sensodyne on the shelf.
Push guy, cold and smooth smile skills. To avoid going in circles, make note of recognizable landmarks, like that.
What's wrong with going in circles?
Different circles, Ross.
Okay.
And for the mountains.
After starting the season with back-to-back wins, Alex Palou looks to stay perfect as the IndyCar Series pulls into Long Beach. Today after NASCAR on Fox. Welcome to the fastest race history. The savings at Chase Chevrolet are echoing across Northern California. New 2025 Chevy Silverados under 40 grand, under 40 grand, under 40 grand for a limited time. That's right. The #1 Silverado dealer in San Joaquin Valley has Chevy Silverados under 40 grand. Don't wait. The savings are in Stockton. The best Silverados under 40 grand will go quickly. Reserve yours at ChaseChevrolet.com or head here now. Chase Chevrolet. Buy it, enjoy it.
For all those making it big out there, shouldn't your mobile service be able to keep up with these? Get Wi-Fi speeds up to a gig at home and on the go. Introducing Power Boost, only from Xfinity Mobile. Now that's big. Try Xfinity Mobile for a year. Get an unlimited 5G mobile line with speed with your Xfinity Internet, plus a free 5G phone.
210 laps to go in the Food City 500 at Bristol Motor Speedway. Kyle Larson has made this his playground, leading 252 laps. Alex Bowman's been out front for 39. Driven by speed, Keanu Reeves versus Tony Jones. An inside behind-the-scenes look at Keanu Reeves and Duke Purvis, Tony Jones' quest to compete in the high-stakes Toyota GR Cup at Indianapolis. 9:30 tonight, Eastern Time on FS1. Well, guys, bad news for our folks here. Listen up. I heard it. Start watching him drop positions, and I heard it come by. You can hear it down the cylinder. That is a major bummer. Bowman restarted second. He's now fallen to 13. I'd like to lose on the spot to Josh Berry and the Austin Dillon. Meanwhile, Chase Briscoe update on Justin Halen. They started 8th and 9th in reverse order.
Yeah, they started. Both of those guys having a solid day. You see that Halen started still right in the middle of his vision, but Joe Logano, he's in big trouble right here. One of those cars that did the wave around, and now Kyle Larson has put him a lot down.
He's not the only one. There is a bunch of cars bunched up together right in front of your leader, Kyle Larson. Be patient.
And you said there was 11 wave around?
11 took the wave around, 6 of which got back onto the lead lap, and there's the 34 in trouble, dropping down to pit road. Todd Gilliland. I believe he was one of those cars that took the wave around. Those cars have 75 more laps on their tires than the drivers who stopped at this last caution flag. Gilliland on the back pit has to go all the way around on the apron.
Well, the way that this race is going right now, we've seen a lot of green flag runs up until this point. So now you're going to see, as you see Todd Gilliland go down pit road.
All right, watching the first pusher, the BillSubmarines.com can. Kyle Larson came up and put him a lap down. This car's starting to smoke. It ain't going to be long, guys. It's going to grenade soon. He's losing a lot of speed down the straightaways now. Blue smoke, never good, Larry. Yeah, what here? What kind of podcast on it? I was watching last time. If there's one track you can get by being a little bit down on horsepower, this is it. As long as it doesn't just completely go away. Todd Gilliland shouldn't be because of being out of fuel, complaining about fuel pressure. He had last pitted and lap 181. That's 120 laps ago. This thing's really starting to lay down. It ain't going to be long. Yeah, I didn't mind it so much until that smoke started coming out the exhaust pipe. Especially on a street like at Bristol, when it's, because of the banking, you just don't lose a lot of speed in the corner super bottom of good January guy.
Yeah, they're talking to their driver Alex Bowman right now. They're telling him about this stuff, giving him a game plan. You also saw there's a game plan with the mechanics up on top of the box. Talking to the crew chief of the member of the Larson team, a member from Byron's team. They're already with helmets on when their 48 drivers decide to take that hard left and come on down.
Well, up at the front of the field, Yogi Berra said, looks like deja vu all over again. We'll take the script from last fall's race. Kyle Larson took the lead from Alex Bowman on lap 33 and led almost all the rest of the laps and won. Today, Larson took the lead from Bowman on lap 40 at the struck the stages and led ever since. 55 of 250 laps in on this stage 3, and Kyle Larson has now passed Tony Stewart, Matt Kenseth, and the Silver Fox, David Pearson, to move to 9th all-time in laps led. What a difference a few races make. We've got this 54 car running way better than we started the year, Kevin. He is right there running down the second place teammate of his, Denny Hamlin, in 11 car. Very fast, big turnaround for Ty Gibbs.
Well, that's a big organization with Joe Gibbs Racing, and to be able to, put the resources, time, and effort, and everything that goes into turning the team around is not easy. But we've seen this 54 car over the last several weeks be able to put themselves in position to qualify better, to have some decent finishes, which puts you into a different practice group. Now you're at a racetrack where he's had a lot of success in the past of being able to put up results, lead laps, and Here we are with 191 laps to go. So Ty Gibbs running down, and you see Eric Jones right up next to the wall in the debris. But Ty Gibbs doing a great job today.
Now watching Kyle Larson lap cars, and Chris Buescher has been able to kind of maintain pace with Larson. Buescher has gone a lap down, but until a lap ago, he was within about 4 car lengths of the race leader. Guys dropped back a little bit, but he was like matching Larson's line and moving past 4 cars with him. Now Buescher goes to the top of the racetrack, and that'll be the end of that for a while. 188 laps to go in Thunder Valley.
Have you always had trouble with your weight? Me too.
Discover the power of Wegovy.
With Wegovy, I lost 35 pounds. And some lost over 46 pounds.
And I'm keeping the weight off.
Reducing my risk. Wegovy is the only weight management medicine proven to reduce risk of major cardiovascular events such as death, heart attack, or stroke in adults with heart disease and obesity.
Don't use Wegovy with semaglutide or GLP-1 medicines or in children under 12. Don't take if you or your family had MTC, MEN2, or if allergic to it. Tell your provider if you plan to have surgery or a procedure, are breastfeeding, pregnant, or plan to be. Stop taking and get medical help right away if you get a lump or swelling in your neck, severe stomach pain, or any of these allergic reactions. Serious side effects may include pancreas inflammation and gallbladder or severe stomach problems. Call your prescriber if you have any of these symptoms. Wegovy may cause low blood sugar in people with diabetes, especially if you take medicines to treat diabetes. Call your prescriber about vision changes, if you feel your heart racing while at rest, or if you have mental changes. Depression or thoughts of suicide may occur. Common side effects include nausea, vomiting, diarrhea, constipation, stomach pain, flu or upset, headache, feeling tired, dizzy or bloated, gas, and heartburn. Some side effects lead to dehydration, which may cause kidney problems.
With Wegovy,
I'm losing weight.
I'm keeping it off.
I'm lowering my CV risk.
Ask your prescriber about Wegovy. The warm-up, beginning of the off-season is about 2.5 hours every day. It's boring, it's mundane, but it's what it takes. I've seen some starters take 25 minutes to get ready. Bro, I've never seen anything like that. Everything takes patience. There's no instant gratification. I mean, his routine is boring because it's the same every day. But I'll 100% take boring all day long.
He's throwing 100. It doesn't even look like he's trying.
Brilliance will mean stations, and a lot of the time it's boring. But greatness is boring.
Hands-free Skechers Liquids now come with Glide Step Max Cushioning, which actually gave me an idea to combine all my favorite sports into one. What ain't done? Carpet only. Try Glide Step Max Cushioning Hands-free Skechers Liquids.
Bush Guy, cold and smooth survival skills.
In unpredictable conditions, pack layers, both for your body and your beer. Head for the mountains.
179 laps to go. Kyle Larson leading Denny Hamlin by 1.7 seconds. However, back in third place, Ty Gibbs is going to be under fire for Carson Hocevar and Ryan Blaney. Yes, sir, there he is.
Yeah, those are those cars of Carson Hocevar and Ryan Blaney. They were making a lot of speed on the top of the racetrack. As you see Carson go to the bottom now, so the 54 wants to defend that 77. He's going to have to get up top and make that pace like those guys were able to make. Now, when this top three comes in like this, and we've seen that speed start to be a little more dominant on the top than the bottom, that changes things. And now you can use the bottom to pass, but it's still hard to finish the pass when that grip strip on the bottom has worn off.
Uh-oh, slow cars. Now you got Cody Ware there, you got Cole Custer on the bottom, and Cody Ware right there, just in front of this battle for third place. Where are they going to go? Well, those are opportunities to keep the timing right, and that's exactly what Blaney tried to do. Now he's stuck right there behind not only Cody Ware, but Bowman was going in. Those guys caught in, Kevin. They were 2.5 tenths faster than Gibbs, running right down under that outside. As soon as he got them on the bottom, matched the lap time. And those two wide slower cars involved Luna Byron into that battle as well. Regan.
Well, Mike, look at the top of the day for Blake Byron in 2014. And battling the car just being edgy on tires the majority of the day, but they've made good adjustments so far this week. He's been quiet on the radio, hasn't said anything to the team. Put up 20 spots from where he
much so. Beautiful Sunday at Bristol Motor Speedway. Pre-race, we remember the loss of Shiggy Hattori, IndyCar racer and champion truck owner Al Pierce, who covered 56 Daytona 500s, many of those were Florida, and Hendrick Motorsports publicist John Edwards, all of whom passed away this week. In their memory, a lot of NASCAR on Fox, Bristol, rank it up. .162 laps to go. We're running with Kyle Busch. He's in 15th place. 10 seconds back of the leader as you watch from the Cheddars on board cam. Kyle did a nice job of rebounding from that speeding penalty back at the end of stage 1 at lap 125 to get himself into the top 15 here. Battle for fourth is still a good one there on the bottom. Larson Hocevar. And on the top, Ryan Blaney. Behind the 54, Ty Gibbs in third. So instead of showing you car commercials, we're going to stay right here for commercial-free racing from Bristol, and we're going to go Toyota All Out. Jamie?
We're talking a lot about time today. Today so far, it's been a rough start to the season, but finally they turned out things last week, getting their first top 10 finish. Then they come here to Bristol, they back it up to go back to qualifying effort of the year. Up to six, I talked to Tyler Allen, his crew chief this year, and said, getting a top 10 was a huge relief for this team, because knowing we can do it in speed that spark. Now they come to a place consistently one of Ty's best racetracks. They're running like we really hoped they would. Not a lot of complaints, just reminding him to take care of those tires.
And now that he's past those lap cars, he's got a clear view of Denny Hamlin just ahead in second, and he's closing on the 11th.
Well, both of those cars are up and down the racetrack. I think as you look at the cars behind them, it'd be best for the 11 and 54 to run up the racetrack. I think they take more lap time.
Here's Gravel, they're back in seventh, along with teammate Chase Briscoe right behind him.
And we saw Bell a couple runs ago kind of lose the handling of his car, lose the back of the car. Chase Briscoe is having a great day today. He's been able to, and that's what they need. They just need these solid, good, consistent days to be able to run the top 10, get that consistency, get that nose hook of the common denominators that are different from what they had last year with Martin to what Chase Briscoe wants in the car this year.
Now we're right back in 12th after restarting at 11th. And Bubba Wallace in 18th after restarting 12th. There's Reddick as he's working through some of the right track.
And Tyler Reddick hasn't really been much of a factor today. We expect these racetracks where you can run up at the top of the racetrack and make lap time with all the different variables in the racetrack. We would expect more out of the 54 or 45 car than what they've been able to construct today. He and the 23 really
Had a good shot to win at Darlington, but the car kind of fell out from under him in the closing laps there. So Denny Hamlin in second, leading among the Toyotas, with Gibbs right behind in third. Thanks to Toyota for providing us with more green flag action here from Bristol with Toyota all out. 150 laps to go. Alex Coleman has taken his car to the center of the infield. Engine issue there. So they will drop the cylinder. Apparently it will go no further. There looks like the wave around cars. The cars that took that wave around back to the last caution line. They have 75 more laps on their tires than the cars that stopped. Looks like those wave around cars are starting to fit.
Yeah, Mike, they had last pitted somewhere around lap 182 to 184. If they were full when they last pitted, they should be able to run to about lap 350 to 355. So we're right there right now. This is in the window. All of our leaders that pitted back on lap 258, they can go probably to lap 435, 440. So they got a ways they can run. You don't want to make a green flag pit stop here unless you have to.
So that would include all of the cars in positions 1 through 22 that all stopped at the stage break after stage number 2. The cars pitting now are all 1 or more laps down, including other Eric Jones.
And this is not something that you typically do, have to make a green flag stop at Bristol. Obviously, at the first race last year, they did that, but you come to the right pit road, you can get a little bit disoriented from where you are on this racetrack as you get into your rhythm, especially into those long runs. So green flag pit stops can creep up on you, trying to get to the right pit road.
Speaking of creep up on you, these cars that are going to have brand new tires when they fire off, they're going to be a lot faster than our leaders, perhaps. Leaders are still running 1590s. Okay. That's pretty much where we took off, Kevin.
Well, we have seen some of these cars, with their fastest lap in Kyle Larson's was really fast, but Denny Hamlin's was 1550, and that was on lap 267. So there is a couple tenths in the tires.
I just saw Ty Gibbs shoot between those two lap cars, and it was like threading a needle coming out of turn number 4. He was hammered down on a mission. That kid, he is going for it today. Now, here's Ryan Blaney, who was part of that battle, firmly in 5th. Here's his radio. So you can hear his heart rate in that car. It's elevated, obviously, not only because he's frustrated, but he's been out here a long time. This track is extremely physical. The banking, the challenges of a loose race car on the bottom, you flat out fly around this racetrack, Kevin.
Yeah, I would rather be up on the top of the racetrack when I get into these long rhythm runs. I always felt like on the bottom of the racetrack it was harder to get into a rhythm. So that top racetrack, once I got into a rhythm, it was able to be more repeatable.
Here's that move I talked about with Ty Gibbs. It's like, out of my way, I'm number 3. You hear how fast he got back to the throttle? Not a lot of throttle off time.
Well, you got to go. And we talked about this earlier with Kyle Larson being aggressive in traffic, and sometimes it gets him in trouble, but most of the time it's his advantage. And you see that there with Ty Gibbs being aggressive, getting through that lap traffic. He's got 2 guys right behind him, and if you wait, it checks you up to the point where you might lose a couple spots. There's 3 cars that he's battling with right behind him.
It's Denny Hamlin's picked pace up. 1584 out of him, 1508, your leader Larson. Denny's moved up to the top of the racetrack, right on the wall for 3 and 4. Laying some pretty good lap times down. Maybe even later down. There's another rule that matters in Larson. Well, Ricky Stenhouse just went a lap down. Remember, he started on the outside of the front row and was a contender here early on. That'll leave us just 19 cars on the lead lap here. Well, the leaders are last on pit road at the end of stage 2, lap 258 for 110 laps. Past that now with 132 to go.
Chili's wanted to reintroduce the presidents and margaritas to a NASCAR audience, but that was pretty complex, so we came up with the kitchen line. Presidente, Presidente, the sauce always filled with Presidente. Now, is this here country song about Chili's Presidente margaritas just a shameless way to sell Chili's Presidente margaritas? Yep, sure is. Presidente.
What happened to no phones at the table?
It's fine, I need to work thing.
Yeah, work over here too. Got a text from Alan saying your business vehicle is now protected with Progressive.
Just like your home and all.
What'd you text him?
I thought that's what we were doing.
The Bar and Bar, the county's best hangout, just got better. Cheers to living smooth with the always smooth, easy drinking Keystone Light. Welcome to Truck Country. Welcome to the NASCAR Craftsman Truck Series.
Ready?
I'm ready. You ready?
I've been training for months. On your market, they go. Anyways,
We are getting this car, right?
of course! There's only one place where you'll find thousands of vehicles from 20 top brands and a friendly staff. Bring in your tax refund and we'll find you the perfect vehicle tailored to fit your budget. Ride today with the Roseville Auto Mall. Driven to be the best.
This copyrighted telecast may not be reproduced, retransmitted, or used in any form without the authorized written consent of NASCAR Broadcasting. NASCAR would like to thank all of our fans for your support, and we hope you enjoy today's broadcast.
Welcome back to the Food City 500 at Bristol Motor Speedway, where Kyle Larson has led 339 laps. A lot of action being greenlit. And the hosts of our Blaney and Gibbs. Now the top 5. There's your aerial coverage provided by Goodyear, celebrating 100 years of an American icon, the Goodyear blend. 5th and 6th with William Byron. Behind them is Briscoe. Behind him, Ross Chastain's made his way up to the top 10. Here are the last 3 Bristol races. Number of cautions, number of leaders. Yeah, said it. They gave 54 lead changes last spring, 8 in the fall. And all it takes is about 15-degree difference in temperature, and 2 today.
Light contact right there with the ball from Carson Hosvar.
And when they move on the outside, those marbles, this tire has to go somewhere. There's 20 cars on pit road. Now here's Ross Chastain, started 35th, was all over the track in practice. He and his teammates looked like this was going to be a rough day, but he has scratched and clawed his way into 8th. Good run, Regan.
Like you mentioned, Ross Chastain, the job that they have done today with that car. It started off really brutal. They were struggling for grip tight with the nose, couldn't get the rear to turn. Report from Ross with Lago, it's the best that it's been all day long. He's a little bit of overall grip is the main thing. And you see the 20 at Christopher Bell on pit road. They've had 2 loops this entire run, as you guys have noticed. They made a swing to try and make it better for this run, anticipating the track to tighten up, but finally too much they had to come to the pits.
So Bell pitted from 9th place.
Maybe just trying to do something different. There's no way that you're going to beat him with the track position that he has, and that's him, Kyle Larson.
Yeah, I mean, the only other thing that outside of the strategy is maybe they saw a little bit with their tires where they didn't feel comfortable running any further. That is two cars from the same team, so hard to tell without all the facts, but those are a couple of the things that it can be.
All right, we'll never find out as Ty Gibbs returns to the racetrack. He is a lap and distance down. Now here's Hamilton. So Gibbs cars all coming to pit road pretty much. Jamie.
That's okay, Ty Gibbs too. He said his brakes were really getting hot before he came in. And he hasn't said much. Said earlier, lost overall threat, so we're not going to get these tires here.
Kyle Larson on pit road and William Byron. Jamie.
Yeah, Kyle Larson wheels off. He comes down pit road today. Jumping down. He's been happy today. Every time they ask him what he needs, they said not much. He's been happy with it, obviously. He's only made 250 laps, but he picked up that lead because they worked the left side here.
Carson Hocevar picks up the lead. There's Chase Briscoe in and Ross Chastain for fourth place. Very nerve-wracking if I'm that Kyle Larson team right now. This is the only thing that can knock us out of this thing. Be careful here, make no mistakes, and make sure that caution doesn't come out. Regan.
And you see Carson Hocevar on the right side of the screen. If they have trouble with the left rear, this is going to be devastating for them. The car had been a little bit too tight in a long pit stop here.
Cut off the jack. That's a costly error. Great race car.
Well, that's what it comes down to. You have to dot all the I's and cross all the T's on a week-to-week basis on the money stop right here. But I think a lot of these guys are pitting right now because it's 4 to 5 tenths of a second a lap. And if you hang out like William Byron did last week and you lose the lead and you lose that track position, you just get behind.
Chase Elliott in along with both the Childress full-time cars. Dylan and Kyle Busch will stop on the left side. Busch, Josh Berry is in, Justin Daly coming to pit road. Well, you see the difference there, about a half a track advantage to your leader as we see it right now, Ryan Blaney.
Yeah, and as we look at that last pit stop right there, I mean, we see some really fast laps from some of those guys coming out of the pits. Chase Briscoe ran his fastest lap, Ty Gibbs ran his fastest lap. So this racetrack has some speed in it. Those new tires do have a speed advantage right out of the gate.
So Larson comes back on track in 7th, Hamlin in 8th. If the caution flew right now, there would be 3 cars on the lead lap. Blaney, Reddick, and Wallace. Kozlowski just went a lap down along with his teammate Ryan Preece. So now still Larson and Hamlin. That's what you're hoping for, right? If you're staying out now, you're in a deficit on lap time to break for a caution, Larry. That's the only thing they can do now. And you kind of made your bed. You need to run it long now. So Larson, after leading 350, but now 398 laps. Trying to work back from 7th place, back on the lead lap and to the lead once again.
Yeah, you see Kyle Larson going by Jesse Love right there. He's 6 laps down, making his Cup Series debut today. So welcome to Bristol and Cup racing, Clint.
Yeah, and a long green flag run. Right, this race could have drastically been different. I don't want to knock him for being 6 laps down.
No, not at all.
Extremely challenging racetrack under very difficult circumstances with long green flag runs and lap traffic and everything else. I'm learning. Look at that on him, Clint, and he's been very respectful of lead lap cars, getting either up and out of the way or down and out of the way, depending on what line the car is trying to lap in the run. Which also slows you down a little bit, right? So maybe 1 or 2 of those laps probably aren't necessarily legit as far as lap time. I don't want to take away from what he's accomplished today.
Yeah, but to Mike's point, it's just he's very aware of this scenario.
That's what he has to do. His goal today was to finish all the laps to complete this race.
Tyler Reddick, one of those cars, he and Bubba Wallace, that we just showed 2 of those cars that are out there hoping for that caution.
The gap gets smaller. Not as fast as track anymore. Well, it's about 12, almost 13 seconds first to second. Reddick and Wallace, the 223.11 cars, pretty close together. So these 3 plus Ryan Preece, which are the cars that have not stopped. Larry, how long can these leaders go? As long as they were full when they did it at 258, they can go about
43 in the wall again. Here Jones flew it on the front straightaway. He's up way high as you watch from the outboard in turn 2, letting the traffic by. He was in the wall all the way around there, guys. If he wanted to bid, he had no chance to do so on that lap, but he's staying high on the racetrack still. But apparently, he's okay to continue.
You see him running right up against that dark, and a lot of times when you're trying to push that groove up a little bit, sometimes you slip. And we talked about those marbles earlier. They're right on the top of that black rubber line right there, and you get up in those, and it sucks you right in.
And it was almost the caution that this guy right here was looking for. So learning the strategy of Ryan Blaney in 23:11, Reddick and Wallace with the long run. I guess if you do the same thing as Kyle Larson and he's the fastest car, you're not going to beat Kyle Larson.
Yeah, I would have definitely done something totally different than the 5 and the 11 and the 54. That's exactly what these 3 or 4 teams are doing. But they need a caution.
Yeah, that's the only part that I don't like about it. You know, you're trying to do something different for sure, but when you get so far behind, then you're going to cost yourself who knows how many positions as you run this long if you have to get under green.
So Larson has gotten past Ryan Brees, and Bubba Wallace is going to go a lap down here, perhaps to Blaney, and that would put Wallace in a pretty fast position. Danny Hamlin's running this Larson down too. Keep an eye on that. If they're trying to run down your leader, Blaney, Danny's caught him. There was a huge difference between that 5 and the 11, not so much anymore. Also, about 2/10 of a second a lap quicker than Blaney over the last few laps. Wallace can give Blaney a whole lot of room there. Right, that's for one lap down. So that will leave just Blaney and Tyler Reddick on the lead lap right now. As a couple of cars, Custer and rather Ware and Van Gisbergen went on the pit road on the backside. 3 wide here. AJ Allmendinger in the middle. Leader up top. This is going to bring Allmendinger 2 laps down.
When you see this battle, not for the lead right now, but for 4th and 5th place of the cars that have pitted.
Larry, how did he catch him? He was almost a half a track ahead of that 11. How did Danny Hamlin win Darlington? Half a second faster pit stop at the time.
There you have it. Thank you, boys. Team effort.
Well, we heard Danny Hamlin talk during the pre-race about his mental strategy of how he approaches each run and breaks these races up into segments and approaches them 1 or 2 spots at a time, 1 pit stop at a time. And that's what you see when you get to the end of these races of guys like Hamlin that have that experience of being able to mentally keep themselves in each chunk of the race. So these 2 guys, they're going to go at it again. We knew both of them were really good here at Bristol, but 1-2 here again. We're close to the end of this race.
Now here's a heartbreaker. We're riding with Ryan Brees. A moment ago, we were riding with Carson Hocevar. Hocevar is as fast as Hamlin. He's keeping right pace with the number 11, but he had a 22-second pit stop. And that's why Hocevar is a lap down, and Blaney is trying to race his way, Hamlin trying to race his way to the lead. There is the stop for the 72nd, and you'll see the trouble when they come around to the left side. And he comes off the jump. That's why Carson Hocevar is 2 laps down. Trying to get back up to 1 down, and Hamlin is 1 down, trying to get back on the lead line.
Yeah, and a lot of times, as you see Ryan Blaney running down Tyler Reddick right here, but a lot of times when you run as good as Carson Hocevar has run today and you get that pressure ramped up, it starts to poke holes and things that haven't been addressed or haven't been able to be a part of a competitive situation like that in the past. So there's a lot of pressure on those guys.
Well, he passes him. That'll be only 1 car in the lead lap. Pretty good.
Like this update to 12-car Ryan Blaney. Over the past 25 laps, I've seen his crew guys get on the wall 3 or 4 different times like they're about to come to pit road. As of right now, they have kind of stepped back. They put the fuel cans actually in the holder that holds them when they're not playing on the pit. So I don't know what's going on here, but they don't look like they're ready to come anytime soon.
Well, he's only about 2/10 6/10 of a second a lot slower than Kyle Larson, even though his tires are, 140 laps older. And Priest is giving Larson fits right here. You're watching it. But going back to the 12-car Blaney, he's having trouble with Reddick. Reddick's taking that exit away from him and slowing him down. So both of those cars need to go. Blaney's going to be in trouble. They need to get around this 45 to get that exit back and get his lap time going. Well, no surprise, Ryan Blaney has the best long-run speed driver rating of all drivers through 2025 so far.
Yeah, we watch it week after week. I mean, he's the one that can get through traffic the best. Typically, that long-run speed is always there. They just had so many things go wrong, whether it be blown engines or pit stops or wrecks or whatever it has been in this 12 car. But
and as soon as he passed that 45, went right back, got me a 1598. Larson coming on those tires only a 1595. Good lap time at this 12 car on those tires where everybody got. Right now, though, if the caution comes out in the next 10 to 15 laps and Blaney's not pitted, he's got the whole field lap down. He's got Tyler Reddick would get the free pass. Everybody else would be forced to take the waiver round and have to stay out. Oh, a caution would work out for this 12. And man, what a repay after the week he had last weekend. A heartbreaker at Darlington. He had that. What do you have to lead for about 3 tenths of a second? One blow. So if the caution came out, Blaney would pit, he get fresh tires. Everyone else would wave around. They might start second, third, fourth, fifth, sixth, right next to him. They'd just be on warm tires.
That's right. Yeah, when you take the waiver out, you cannot pit and take fresh tires. You go around the pace car, but you cannot come to pit road.
$68 laps to go. Ryan Blaney on a lap by himself. Reddick, just having been lapped, comes to pit road. How long can the 12 stay out? You'll see it all as we go back side by side. NASCAR Cup Series is ready. Ready and rolling. These drivers are a different breed. There are heroes and villains. You know I beat your favorite driver again, pushing machines to the limit, unleashing emotions that can't be contained. All in a thrilling battle for the checkered flag. The NASCAR Cup Series from Talladega on Fox.
From the community to campgrounds, to action on the track, there's something for everyone at Michigan International Speedway. Get the green flag elite flying all weekend long, with 3 races and endless opportunities for a good time. Family-friendly entertainment meets race fans' need for speed from sun up to sundown. Kick off summer with a bang, and discover why a NASCAR race in Michigan for your fame is anything but slow. Get your tickets today at
All right, I'm back. Sorry if I left y'all hanging. Anyways,
the unlimited streaming food, and it's straight talk.
all right, so Larson appears to be back up front with 60 laps to go. Is Blaney pitting? Oh, he is pitting. Okay.
To tell you the truth, we could take or leave the extravagance.
It's in there.
The bragging rights.
I'll get some.
Because all we've ever really wanted is for every Ford driver to feel this.
That's why the $5 Biggie Bag of the Junior Bacon Cheeseburger is available all the time. Because the best time for fresh, never frozen beef and
Yeah, it's a shame for Alex Bowman. Those engine problems.
As you saw, Tyler Reddick and Ryan Blaney came to pit road for fuel and tires as the cycle will lead back to Kyle Larson with 58 laps to go ahead of Hamlin, Gibbs, and Bristol. Blaney comes out in 9th. And Reddick in 18th. Now, Blaney was split before the pit cycle. And comes out ninth here with 57 to go.
Well, I think right now it's just going to be a matter of how he can get through traffic and how many laps he can take advantage of that speed that those new tires have and where it levels off and how far he's been able to move himself forward. We're talking about Ryan Blaney.
Denny Hamlin 1.3 seconds back. And here's Hocevar again. What might have been, as he is now the first car one lap down, and if there's a caution, we'll have a chance to get himself back on the lead lap. Let's take you around.
Okay.
America's quickest and fastest motorsport, the NHRA. Next from Las Vegas here on FS1. And next weekend, Easter weekend, the Cup Series is off, but the Truck Series is racing at Rockingham on Good Friday, 5 p.m. Eastern on FS1. Tell you what, Mike, while we were waiting on Harvick to get his retirement out of the way, Tony Stewart, Post Smoke, he's going to give him one. I've been watching him, getting closer, getting that baby down, man. You watch. Smoke will be a big deal. We're back with NASCAR on Fox in 2 weeks, on Fox, at Talladega. And after today's NASCAR race, you can see the sustained fastest motorsport in America, IndyCar. They're racing on the streets of Long Beach today, on Fox, right after we're done.
You see Denny Hamlin hanging around right there behind Kyle Larson, and Kyle Larson has a gaggle of cars right in front of him.
Yes, he does. Look at this, man. Wow, that's everybody. Trying to keep them going one lap down.
How many times have we seen Ryan Preece about to be lapped or just have being lapped?
And look how that 11 car comes right back into the picture when he gets stuck in this traffic jam. Getting over. Denny Hamlin trying for
The screen flag runs with almost 200 laps in lane.
362 laps so far. Dominating performance. You get that thing in clean in that car. Heartbreaker for his teammates. Credit where credit's due. That 48 car, they brought Alex Bowman a fast car. Into his stride. They knew they were there. Kyle Larson has now led back-to-back races at Bristol. And he's led the most laps since this man, Hall of Famer Cale Yarborough, led 868 laps in back-to-back races at Bristol, 1976 to 77.
One interesting thing looking here that you guys just pointed out is this fastest lap right here of AJ Allmendinger. He's been able to put himself in that position to get that point. We talk about, as we watch Kyle Larson right there, we talk about 1 point. You're thinking, that's not that big a deal. But Kyle Larson lost the regular season championship last year by 1 point. Every point matters, Clint, as much as you don't want to hear that.
Oh, you preach to me every year, starting with the duel from Daytona. Right down the lap after that stop. Battling Allmendinger, who is on the lead lap in 9th place. He's the last on the lead lap. In the last few years, the dominance, especially today, 368 laps. You sit there and watch the Larson car dominate the race.
Seems like everyone's going country these days. Let me show you how it's done. Yep, that Nashville hot sweet heat is here on my 100% all white meat popcorn chicken starting at $6.99. Today's good to go country. It's so much more.
We're going to give him our Tom's move of the race. Remember that 3 wide where he split a couple of lap cars and said, excuse me, pardon me, coming through. I got to go to the front.
Got to get there while you can. Saw an opening right there, shot the middle, and off he went.
Yeah, he's done a great job of getting things turned around. It started the season as rough to get for him and the 54 team. You know that father, the old coach knows how to rally people around and push this shit back in the right direction. I mean, look at this. 2 weeks. That really needed to be solid. And Joe Gibbs has 3 of his 4 cars in the top 5 right now, positions 2 through 4.
Yep. Has all 4 of his cars in the top 10, with 3 of them running 2nd through 4th. Then you got Christopher Bell running in 8th place. And AJ Allmendinger is actually having a very quiet but good season so far.
Oh wow, we're at oh wow, he's at 19th. Hell yeah. Well, he's at 19th. I mean, that's not bad. Well, actually, Bubba is on crushed tires, but 20th though. I mean, hey, he's one of them in the top 20.
Forgot what straightaway you're on, so the fatigue that falls in at this point in the race on these long runs is at a pretty high level.
All right, we're going to give you a second to rest with our last side-by-side commercial. 34 laps to go in the Kyle Larson Pond at Bristol.
I gotta do the walking today. You mean right now?
Hours below looks to stay perfect.
Today, after NASCAR.
Stingray Robb is leading the Indy cars at Long Beach right now. Just for now, not temporary. You got Rob Schwartzman in 2nd, Kyle Kirkwood or Polson in 3rd. So far, he's doing a good job keeping Alex Palou at bay for the moment. Jacob Abels
because
to
wait, because won't they be no NHRAs after the race? Yeah. Yeah, because it says at 6:30 that NHRA new NHRA's on.
Right now are him, her, and this guy. They're all part of a big happy family.
4 White Nationals.
Now you're up the street. You in?
Lily never thought she would live out her dream. Then one day, she did. You were made to chase your passions. We were made to put them in a package.
I have yet to go see NHRA. Yeah, I was just gonna say that. The only problem is that the one track that is closest to me that did host NHRA, it shut down. That was Raceway Park in Englishtown, New Jersey.
Yeah, mine is literally IRP.
Welcome to more where that came from. More back-to-backs. More epic last laps. More strikes. More short fuses. More bumps and
Birthday race, I guess. So, Martin after with Talladega Devils.
more Lone Star Showdowns. More Heartland Heart Stoppers. Welcome to the edge of your seat. Welcome to NASCAR.
25 laps to go here in Bristol. A weekend off, and then we go to Talladega. Join us for the Jack Links 500 pre-race, 1:30 Eastern on FS1. Continuing at 2 on Fox and the green flag on Fox at 3 p.m. Eastern Sunday, April 27th. Larson, Denny Hamlin, separated by 1.2 seconds. Hamlin that lap, half a tenth quicker than Larson. Just 23 laps.
Hey, look, this lady did the card.
Find a way to catch it. It really just comes down to the last track. When he gets behind the track, he gets slowed up a little bit. Clean air, he can manage it, but all it takes is one slip up. And one slip up to get this car in front of you, leader Larson. Eric Jones has bounced off the ball at least 12 times, and he's right in front of you. Larson, probably a good move to be on the ball there.
Sorry, Mike, you see the back of that car, Larson's car, kind of slid off the bottom right there off the turn 2. He's on the
20 to go. I never even bothered to close. I never even bothered to close the poll.
No.
And it's at 71% Larson, 28 other. And nobody got a single vote for Hamlin or Bell. Damn.
Wow. Now the 2 car got right back around him.
Well, that's the problem, right? Like when you're running that top line and then you get the lap traffic and everybody's in the top line, it just takes you a while. You have to inch by those guys running the top line just a foot at a time. And it takes multiple quarters to make that pass.
Oh boy, Larry. Here comes the trends.
There's 17 to go. I threw that damn piece of paper 100 but the trend of 2025, 8 races, we've had 3 overtime finishes. Remember that late race cost $10 last week? Hasn't been one of the last 16.
Well, at least this race has been clean. Are you sure that wasn't the 11?
Nemechek's no longer 20th. He just got passed by Brace.
We all talked about He was ready for the good right there. And as it cycled all the way back around with all these green flags, didn't lose much at all. And had a big time gamble that could have dominated winning the race in a big way. And everybody won now. So we've had 8 races this year. And 6 of those 8. Last pass to the lead happened with a half a dozen laps to go Old West. Not trim, just a fact. Still 11 to go here. Very methodical with your lap cars. Have a good lead here. Nice gap behind you. Patience. 2 RFK cars just ahead. Brad moving underneath Chris Buescher, and they got a kind of log jammed here. Larson's got to go to work here to get by. Well, nope. Buescher slips up the racetrack. Larson makes the easy pass. And now stays with the log.
Yeah, the log jam now is actually behind this group for Denny Hamlin. So Larson has done most of the hard work, and Denny Hamlin.
All right, 9 laps to go here at Bristol for the Cup Series. Food City 500. Kyle Larson leads Denny Hamlin by 1.6 seconds. Yeah, stage. Whoa, Larson almost brushed the wall. We've been green since the start of stage 3, and we have not had a single caution for incident in this entire stage. This is crazy. Yeah, but that barely did anything. It didn't even hurt.
Still 4 laps cars between Larson and Hamlin first to second.
Blaney's up to 5th. 5 to go.
And for the second race in a row at Bristol, lead more than 400 laps and go to victory lane. Second place may be in doubt. Ty Gibbs is catching Denny Hamlin. That is Reddit to the inside of that.
That's Reddit. Yeah, Ty Gibbs is too far back. Also, I thought this was going to be a race where tires were going to be a factor, but I guess that wasn't the case. Well, Gibbs may not be catching Hamlin, but Briscoe's catching Gibbs. That's for sure. 2 to go. Larson just caught Allmendinger. He's going to be the first car lap down. All right, white flag. 1 lap to go.
his chance, or he would be grabbing the broom that Kyle Busch had used here twice.
Through 3 and 4, Kyle Larson, second win this season. He wins Bristol. Denny Hamlin, second. Yep. Well, this one's for John Edwards. He passed away this past week.
Denny Hamlin, 2.3 seconds back. Ty Gibbs, a great finish. Edges Chase Briscoe. Ryan Blaney up into the top 5 at the finish. Byron holds the point lead for Hamlin and Bell.
Yeah, I already got one. 31st career win. Now it's 3 wins at Bristol, 2 in the night race, 1 in the sprint.
Including the last 2. 350 career win for Hendrick Motorsports. And 3rd of the season. Doesn't get any more dominant than that. Got to give it up to the good cars.
Well, nothing wrong with dominating. Haters will hate, but I could care less. He only at 15. Oh well. It is what it is. I'm not going to keep it running too long to avoid copyright. Alright, peace out, y'all. Hold up.
Against the wall in front of his crew.
Jesse Love, 31st in his first Cup start. Oh well. At least he had a clean race, I hope. Well, he was running in the top 20 earlier. Yeah, Larson led 411 laps out of the 500. Yeah, Bowman went out of the race with engine problems. Then SVG wrecked earlier. Yeah. Wow, what a race.
With only 3 caution flags, including the 2 stage breaks. Well, that was an absolute dominant performance. Something that we've seen here.
Well, he started 3rd in today's race.
All 3 races this weekend. You got the 2 out of 3, finished 2nd in the truck race, like you said. But I see a lot of emotion for these guys.
Was there a restart?
No. Once stage 3 started, stage 3 went caution free the rest of the way. No, he had been up at the front the entire race. Well, he worked his way to the front and then he led for a little bit. Also, I think AJ Allmendinger's off to a good start this season. Finished 9th.
And what he's been able to do here on Sundays and Saturdays and Fridays and during the week, that is high limit sprint car series and everything that he races, third late model cars, 8,500 coming up. He's just so known.
Also, so there's this football team or something called the Tennessee Volunteers. Their coach and Johnny Bench gave the command to start the engines. Yep, see? Ty Dillon with Johnny Bench. He was in that commercial for the ointment.
Great guy here. Sorry to miss it, but successful weekend here. Wish he was going to be here with us to celebrate, but I know he's celebrating with some spirit.
Hocevar's rocking his jeans.
Yeah, just a flawless race once again here. Bristol 5 team. Really, really good car.
Yeah, even his shoes look like
you know, however many laps of green we ran there was a lot of fun, and I was pretty comfortable with things, and then Denny came on really strong there before the pit cycle, and then just kind of kept the pressure on from there. So I knew I had to make some good moves in traffic. Felt like I did a pretty good job there in traffic. Split the middle sometimes when I needed to, so yeah, it's a lot of fun. A little bit out of breath, just so high pace here. Heart rate's up, so really cool. Thanks to HenderCars.com, Chevy, Prime, Valvoline,
this whole team. You know, the pit crew, this is their first win with the 5 teams, so it's going to be fun celebrating with them. And, yeah, just good to be back in victory lane.
But Daniels, your crew chief told me, we're going to have to play in the moment. We don't know what to expect today. Kyle, this was not the race we all expected. What from your perspective, I mean, at what point did you realize this is not going to be a tire conservation race?
Yeah, I don't know. I mean, early on, yeah, we were all kind of just riding in line like we did in the spring last year, and I was just trying to keep an eye on the track, and I felt like, you know, it was starting to get a little bit darker on exit, so I was like, all right, that means some rubber's laying down. And then people kind of got the middle working, and then we get back down. So like, screw it, I'm just going to go to the lead here and pick the pace up, and maybe the pace will help lay the rubber down even more. And it did, and it turned into a more crucial track for us. So really playing in our favor. Obviously, having the track position helps a lot. You know, if Denny's in front of me, it could be a totally different story. It'd be really hard to pass him, but glad to stop his 3-peat. We hate to see him win, so as I'm sure you guys do too. But it's just good to be back here with you.
Good to see Kyle Larson get the win. That's it for John Edwards.
Thanks, Jamie. Is this the Petty Pearson rivalry of this century?
Wow.
2 drivers, these 2, were 1-2 for 251 of 500 laps
I'm
today.
still debating.
They have finished 1-2 7 times, with Hamlin winning 6 and Larson winning today. Regan.
Oh my God, that's come just short for getting that 3rd straight win, Danny. We just gave the stat that you and Kyle Larson have finished 1-2 7 times. This is the first time he's come out on top of. I know you won that 3rd straight, but a good day nonetheless.
Yeah, we really did, but you got to give that team their due and count those scores at 11. It's just a dominant performance, and pretty flawless.
Yeah.
The wings are boom.
Denny Hamlin.
Yeah, I know.
Denny Hamlin's bid for 3 in a row. Falls 1 spot short.
We're all thinking about John Edwards' family out here, Shiggy, Tori. We've lost a lot of great people in our sport over this past week, so I thought
Only 2 away.
Wish we could have got one more spot, but I just want to keep him on.
Again,
that's all I'm trying to do.
To the stream.
But he just is too much for that.
Like I said,
a lot of speed every week right now.
I thought we were going to get more tire wear. Turns out to be one of the worst next-gen races at Bristol. And it goes to show you it's not the tire, it's the car. And it's also going to show you that NASCAR's done absolutely nothing to fix this issue. So,
Joe's off. Thanks, Dave. Thanks,
I'm happy Larson won, but
obviously
everybody's of course going to feel pissed off and everything. So
for more live racing,
it's whatever.
Right now, switch over to Fox.
And it's also going to show you that NASCAR's done absolutely nothing to fix this issue. So
currently leading. They're on the streets of Long Beach. For more post-race
I'm happy Larson won, but obviously everybody's of course
thank you very much. We are in victory lane, and
it's whatever.
But
at least
for the 3rd straight race, that a driver lead 240 or more laps.
I mean, at least Lady made things interesting, with strategy, but unfortunately it didn't work out for him. But in the end, Larson, I think, was meant to dominate this race. Did it for John Edwards. But yeah, I was expecting a lot more out of this race. I'm not gonna lie.
Yeah, without doubt, and I love Larson. That's something that we're other days Denny's like to see probably one of sitting on my favorite show. He talked about winning and being able to harass the fans. So it's kind of fun to watch that play out. The fans obviously cheered for Larson and see.
Anyways, folks, appreciate you guys tuning in. Brandon Wakeman's friends, NASCAR will be off. Next, well, obviously the Xfinity Series and the Truck Series, they will be in Rotterdam. Still debating on if I may do possibly do the stream for one of those 2. I mean, I'll see if I'm around for it, but if not, then our next live stream will be Talladega in 2 weeks' time.
We're really excited for the future and to get back racing after this off weekend, and I think we're really capable of winning this year. So
Wow. Well, I'm glad Larson got that win. Race could have been a lot better. Um, and yeah, it seems that it's just the car. They need a. They still. I swear, NASCAR. If they don't fix anything for these short tracks, then they're cooked. Either way, I'll take a Larson win any day. Got that win for John Edwards. They're interviewing Ty Gibbs. Ty Gibbs needed a good run like that. He's been kind of Ty Gibbs needed that after the slow start they had this year, but it's a step in the right direction. And Hamlin's bid for 3 in a row falls one spot short, but it is what it is. Let's see. Chase Briscoe fourth. My boy Chase Up finished top 15, so it is what it is. Next Cup race will be Talladega. They'll be off next week because of Easter, but I will be around to watch the races at Rockingham for trucks and Xfinity because I can't pass up. And also Casey Kane returns next week, so I can't wait for that. All right, y'all. See y'all next time and have a good one. All right, bye everyone. Peace out.